Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Hopefully this works right. It should. If it right, I give up. It is what it is. Welcome back. If you're coming back in for part 2 of today's updates, we're back. Hey, Tricia. Welcome back in. Mod team, Stephanie, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Anybody out there watching and not chatting, we certainly appreciate you just as much. Y'all let me know in the chat if you can hear me, though. Does it look fuzzy? Okay. Is it still acting funky? Sound is good? All right. The Associated Press is also out there, camped out next to JLR, and they're also doing the same live feed. I was literally watching them side by side a few minutes ago to see if they were the same, and they are. I think there might be a few seconds delay in the feed from the AP, but they're at the same location as he's at. Great. Thank you. Thanks, Sarah. Welcome in, Sarah. Welcome in, Britt. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're going to get into the updates, and we'll go over what we do know. This morning, or this afternoon, I should say, earlier, FBI finally released some images they were able to get from these devices. They're at the Nancy's house, the cameras. Anyway, we have new surveillance footage or images of the masked man who was attempting or did get into Nancy's home. We're going to say attempt, he did. They also have video released of the suspect as well. Lots of chatter on the internet about this suspect, impossible 2 or 3, 2, just 2. Okay, that's the questionable photo for a lot of people right now. These are just the images that came down from the FBI. We don't know. We know that according to the cops' timeline that they gave us, 1:47, that doorbell cam disconnects, but we don't know how long he was he there, just a couple of minutes before it disconnects. It looks like he was only there for a few minutes. And everybody's trying to figure out what gear he's wearing. It could be a toss-up. Google's a bit confused. There is some speculation about the gloves out there, the same things that we were saying. So cheers to you guys. It's always good when we hear it. We talk about it first, then we go review a little bit of something. We're like, ah, ha, ha, ha. Notice this picture, because we're going to review something here in a minute. Do you see a blue shirt laying down there anywhere? When did that blue shirt get there, and when did the cops pick it up? We have a little bit more insight on that from reporters on scene. So that is what we're with that. And let me again now. Oh shoot, I think I forgot to upload that picture. Simi, shoot, hold up. Well, I don't know I think I did forget to upload a picture that I had. I think I might be able to find it on Twitter. Somebody did a comparison, and like I said, the alternate suspect that Ashley Banfield named, his eyes are so much darker. But I don't know about the bandmate yet. I still have to look into that a little bit more. But think about when Ashley's reporting came out. Now, early in the investigation, they were told somebody dropped her off at home. Is that going to be the first person you look at as a suspect? All of your whereabouts, your movements. But then, so it would be expected that person might be, because she continued to stress, might be a suspect. I'm pretty sure in the beginning he might have been. But then we have to go back to, why did the cops, FBI go back, or why did the sheriff's department go back, 2 days ago, and take all them photographs in the home? Why all of a sudden this images come out today, and we have got the FBI swarming, literally swarming Annie's neighborhood? What? Welcome in, Stephanie. Welcome in to the lead detectives. Oh no, you gave a membership. Okay, I'm confused. See, y'all, I'm still getting used to all this. Well, thank you for that. And Britt, did you receive it? Yes, nice. Thank you. So, Joy, welcome back in, or welcome in. Oh, you did send me? Okay. Okay. I know we were on the hunt earlier. We were having that little conversation. Dump. Yeah, I know the name of the person. I'm just I'm trying to be a little bit, until I know more before I go putting all that out there. There's enough of it out there. I know that. I see it all. I promise y'all I do. But other than Ashley saying something, and well, then the fact that the cops are everywhere makes us go, huh? Right? Now, some of the reporters are saying that sources close to the investigation are thinking this person is local to the area, or at least is very familiar with the area. And of course, you go back to Harvey's reporting that they could have Miss Nancy return within 12 hours. That don't mean they're 12 hours away. They could be 6 hours and decide, well, we're going to wait an extra 6 before we send. You know what I mean? I don't know what to make of that. I can return her in 12 hours. That can mean you're 2 hours away, 4 hours away, an hour away. It can mean a lot of things. Okay, so let me pull up some of the tweets that we're going to talk about before we get into what's going on over there. Some more. Because we all had big questions about that damn blue shirt. Now, when they released the scene, it had to be, well, we don't know when it got there. That's the problem. But when did cops decide to take it, right? Because apparently, what if it wasn't there when the town cops got there, right? And it got dropped. I hope reporters aren't careless to drop things and leave them. They got free roam to walk the property. That's not so much their fault. Cops didn't secure the scene or anything. Pizzagate happened today. Here, JLR, here's you some pizza. That shit still. Okay. Let me get Mike's Twitter up because it's pretty active right now. And there are some things going on. There have been reports that SWAT team left the police station. I saw the footage. Here's the thing that says it said 2 SWAT vehicles pulled away. I see one, and I see a side door and back doors completely open and it's empty. That don't mean nothing. He might have been pulling around back to load everybody up. We can't see what he does when he goes around behind the building. Okay, so 35 minutes ago, Mike reports that around the corner from Annie's, 2 more search and rescue trucks have arrived. Now, I can see canvassing the neighborhood, right? And going door to door and looking through the brush, but you got search and rescue. Remember the other day, the sheriff's like, we don't have search and rescue anymore. This is a crime scene now. But now we got them back in the scene. Okay, here's more about the SWAT. 2 SWAT armored vehicles have just departed from the Pima County Sheriff's Department parking lot, but they were heading in different directions. Sources say the activity is connected to the search for Nancy Guthrie. At the same time, the FBI presence outside Annie's house is increasing, but I don't see any tactical gear here. Then this was an interesting take, all right? They're asking Elon, will you weigh in? The backpack, hang on, because you got to see the whole thing. The backpack in the Guthrie case, now this is someone's speculation. The backpack in the Guthrie case is packed with a Starlink Mini that can be used anywhere in the world. The Wi-Fi signal is only good for up to 100 feet. We use these in off-road racing. The Starlink system does not ping cell towers. This person is out in the desert somewhere by way of an off-road vehicle. Huh? Sitting under a tree or shelter with complete internet connection. Maybe you'll get this message, maybe not. There's a lot of expert. Okay, they want Elon to weigh in about if they can track a Starlink Mini. Is he suggesting that this person rides in on their quad from the desert and they sit out there and surveil using their Starlink? possible. Okay, here we go. There's a comment in here. Is it this one or no? It's the next one. Yeah, this is that shirt that was left out there that he said they noticed, but they did not put this out in the media yet until today for some reason. They wanted to do it out of respect, and we also can now see that there is a blood trail all the way, not all the way down that sidewalk path, but there's a blood trail, right? We know that now. So there appears to be an LL Bean shirt outside of the home. So this is another reporter here, and he says, she got to the scene a few hours before he did last Monday. Was it there? And she replies, she can confirm blue shirt was there when she arrived on February 2nd, circa 10 a.m. local time. Monday morning, it was there. So was it there when the cops initially arrived and, done all their cop work and left the scene? Well, Dolphin, apparently, yes, the FBI says that that stuff was, so hard to recover, but they had their team on it. We'll go pull up their post and read it again. But yes, the damaged cameras, the corrupted files, all the things, FBI had their team on it. I'm sure it was Celebrate because it said private sector companies were also working with them. So we know how that goes. And now one report that because I said they couldn't have just got that this afternoon and gave it to us, not without examining what they had first and trying to figure out some facial recognition, doing all the backroom things they do. But someone suggested that sources say, oh, as soon as they got it, they released it. No, they didn't. Okay, let's see. Is it this one where he says it? Okay, yeah. New images in the search for Nancy Guthrie coming straight from the top guy at the FBI. Over the last 8 days, the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department have been working closely with our private sector partners to continue to recover any images or videos footage from Nancy Guthrie's home that may have been lost, corrupted, or inaccessible due to a variety of factors, including the removal of recording devices. The videos was recovered from residual data located in the back-end systems. Working with our partners, as of this morning, law enforcement has uncovered these previously inaccessible new images. As of this morning, he says, but I don't know. Showing an armed individual appearing to have tampered with the camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door. And we know, according to the police timeline, that doorbell cam disconnected at 1:47. So I guess they were working their magic in the background on their phone stuff. Jet, if Brian saw evidence of blood droplets, he didn't make that public all the way down the sidewalk. And if he saw that blue shirt, none of these reporters reported it publicly. I don't know why. I mean, we would have just thrown more bullshit out there, obviously, but hmm. Okay, so we know that they're canvassing the hell out of Annie's neighborhood for some reason, like not long after these images came out. Okay, so let me look at my notes, see if I had anything else about this stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys about before we go look at the footage. There was apparently a guy in that neighborhood, but it was from like back in December, and he's near a home, and it looks like to me he might be in his own home. I don't know. He's in a yard. It looks like he's raising his camera over the fence to take a picture. But the guy's got on a reflective vest. and it doesn't look anything like this guy, and it's like it's from back in December. It's not from Nancy's property. It's from another area in the Tucson city, right? That somebody has found and put out there that police were looking for this guy back in, December. To me, that stuff just, I don't know if it's even relevant. Could send you down the wrong road. And sometimes that's what they want. So I don't know why they're staging. Let me go pull up the AP's feed and see if they still have their feed up. Because like I said, they're right there on the same street that JLR's on, and the FBI was still going door to door. That's all they were doing, was going door to door again. The same agents. Um, we saw them enter a couple of houses, talking to a few people, taking people out into the brush, looking around in the brush. Let me see if they got there. It looks like they do. Okay, let me pull up their. Okay, so this is the current situation there. Oh, sorry. And we'll keep an eye out for any updates that come up while we're sitting here chatting and all the things. Yeah, Dolphin, we know that's that chance, right? That she's okay. There's that chance that she's not. It's been too long. Then we also hear tale that when the FBI did roll up into town on Monday, they were not met with the warmest of welcomes. That happened in Delphi too. Where's my buddy Criminal Network? You were all boots on the ground giving my old pal JLR some hell. Where you at, criminal? Where's your criminal ass hanging out today? I saw that shit on Twitter. I was laughing. Trolling somebody, they don't even realize they're being trolled. Oh, they got the crime map, Riley. There's activity in the Bitcoin account. Where are we seeing it? Okay, I'm on it. Thank you, guys. My updates are coming in. Okay, hang on. No. Stay where you are, Butterfly. Are you still here with me? I forgot. Hold on. Come back up here. I'll see if we can get it back up. I just started playing the video and talking. Hmm? I don't know what that is. Hold on, let me. Okay, let me see if I can. Hold on. Okay. That's on mute in the background. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Got you. We're going to try this. All right, let me pull this up. What Rachel sent me up. Hang on, let me just go to Brian's page and we'll pull it up and watch it together. Because I don't want to turn my phone up and listen to it while I'm trying to focus on you guys. All right. Yeah, so they're still doing a door to door canvas. Why? I mean, routine this late in the game? Come on. Oh, wait. I've got to go to his page. And I wonder what kind of. Remember what I read you guys earlier from my Web3 buddy about these wallets?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. And these guys build the fucking blockchain. when I'm just there's a lot. Yeah, they know what they're talking about. I trust these guys. That's why I had to go ask some more questions. I was like, wait a minute, because I already know how hard it can be. I don't care what people are out there run. There's a bunch of talking heads. Oh, they can get to that crypto wallet, but yeah, if you make a crucial mistake, but let me tell you, it's not that damn easy. That's why it's Bitcoin. That's why it's cryptocurrency. And that's why y'all don't like it because you cannot trace it. It's very difficult. And quit trying to pretend like it's easy. If it was that fucking easy, we'd have done it, wouldn't we? Like I in rant. Like I cannot. It's easy. It might be when there's activity, but it depends on how many wallets it goes out to, remember? Okay, share screen, not camera. All right, so what is Brian saying and how do they know this?
The Nancy Guthrie investigation. First of all, TMZ is now reporting that there is movement in the Bitcoin account. Does that mean that Savannah Guthrie is paying the ransom? I don't know, but TMZ is reporting movement in the Bitcoin account. Really, only TMZ can report this because they're the ones who got the first ransom letter and they're the
Wallet
ones who
number.
have the Bitcoin address. So we kind of just have to trust what they're reporting because we have no way to verify it. But that's what they're saying. Also, there's been activity at Annie's house. I was telling you, there's also two SWAT trucks that moved out of the sheriff's office about an hour ago. We're trying to figure out what's going on there. But what's interesting with what's happening at Annie's house is, I mean, it's dozens of FBI agents that were over there going door to door. One of the neighbors told us that the FBI agents asked for consent to search his property and said because they are looking for something that may have been dropped, which I thought was interesting. That's what they told the guy who lived
What?
there. So that's the latest. But the main thing is,
That's
What would be
pretty,
dropped?
that's specific. Thank you, ma'am. That's too specific. Who have y'all interviewed that said they might have dropped something?
Wow.
Okay, hold on. So TMZ is reporting this Bitcoin movement, and I would just, if any of y'all know Harvey, I want the wallet number so I can track this son of a bitch without Harvey's input. I'm so over it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is it in this one? I gotta, y'all give me a second to figure out which video they got it in. Because I trust Brian's reporting, but I also want to go see Harvey say it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me get that off. You don't see it anywhere, do you? I'm trying to man too many things at one time, guys. Sorry. Hold on. It might be in an article somewhere, but I don't see it on Twitter or YouTube yet. Let me look at their website. So would that mean she got correspondence from kidnappers, or she paid it just in case? Hmm. Y'all can still hear me, right? Get chat up here.
Rachel just shared something
But what? Y'all hang on.
from TMZ, I believe.
Okay.
I haven't opened it yet to check.
Yeah, if it's Harvey talking about the Bitcoin stuff, fine. Will you check it out for me? Because I'm checking on something
Yeah,
right.
it
Thank you.
is.
It is? Is it in Discord?
Yeah.
All right, let me go from my phone to get it. Thank you, Rachel. Okay. No, this is not a video, it's an article.
No. Yeah, it's an article.
Okay.
From TMZ.
I can pull, oh, because is this one? Okay, I'm going to until I find the one on the computer online, I'll just read the one I got on my phone pulled up. 4:30, we've seen activity for the first time in the Bitcoin account listed in the first ransom note, which was sent to us here at TMZ and also to the two other stations in Tucson. For various reasons, we are not going to reveal the amount, but the activity happened in the last 25 minutes. It's real time tracking. Trust me. They don't give a shit what gas costs right now. God, I really wish I had access to that fucking address. Man. I know people who can watch for large. Hold on. Hold on. With that said, hold on. I'll be. Hang on. Stand by. Hang on. I gotta DM somebody real super quick. I just. Hold on. Oh, probably not because of the fucking security that's in place. What am I thinking? Hold on. Not be tracked, but be seen. It should be able to, but they won't know where it's going. Hold on. It's all coming back to me now. It's been a hot fucking minute since I've been in this space. Okay. I should get a reply in a little while. All right. I just had to ask that question. Sorry. I want to know if they
Yeah,
can
I'm still
see.
looking too. So
My question for these blockchain people: can you see large amounts of money being moved through the ETH, through Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever people are doing, but you don't see where it's really going to because you don't have the wallet address, but you can see transaction. It's weird to explain because it's not like banking. Yeah, that's what Harvey says. 25. This was when it was this article published at 4:30 p.m. PT. They've seen activity for the first time. Now, is that a good faith payment? Here's some. Now, give us a little more. Do they have Ms. Nancy stashed somewhere and they're just waiting to tell them where she is once they get all their money? Does that mean there really has been another communication and we don't know about it?
right,
Did there message to the local station there, KOLD, who's not going to run public with it because they've proven they don't and won't? They didn't go into public till Harvey did, but they are the ones who got the second communication, right? What if they did receive a third and we just don't know about it yet?
right.
What do y'all think in chat? We'll go back to the feed and see if let me somebody put a picture of that guy up and says, any theories as to why his mouth shines? Somebody want to tell her? We figured that out pretty quickly. I thought it was a headlamp at first glance, but no, my smart chat's like, no, 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 no. Okay, so here's something interesting that Steve Fisher, I don't know where the hell Mr. Fisher got this, or
Me either, because I haven't heard any report
girl,
of that anywhere
okay.
else.
All right, we're like, Steve, take you with a grain of salt, sir. This is definitely a picture of Nancy's door, but I don't know that that's part of Nancy's door. Do you see what I'm saying? AI and all such. I'm not saying anything. Okay, so we have this glass piece here, right, and this card stuck here. Now here, don't know why. This is a card from an investigator from Adult Protective Services that was left on Nancy Guthrie's front door. It is safe to say this was left before the crime because this picture was taken in the first day or two. And APS would not visit while there was a crime scene and the person was still missing. There would be no reason to do a door knock if they know the person is missing. Just one more plot twist in the super confusing case. Now, could somebody have slipped up there on Friday when Miss Nancy was unaware there was somebody at the door because she's in the shower, taking a nap, out in the backyard, piddling around, and they stuck a card on the door and she don't even realize it because she comes and goes from the garage? Is this about one of her elderly friends, or is it about her? Steve, what are you doing? I
I
don't
just
know.
sent you something. It's the Harvey on CNN, but I guess somebody was taking a video of their TV because it's not online. It's not on YouTube or anything. So it's him talking about it.
Okay, hang on. You sent it to me, and oh wait, I see. Oh, he's talking to what's her name on CNN. But that's live on CNN, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not gonna be on YouTube yet. That's what's her
No.
name? Oh, I can't think of old girl's name right now. It'll be on the YouTubes later. Can you hear what he was saying and report back to us live what he said
I
or no?
can.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
do
I'll
that.
listen to it real
'Cause
quick.
I don't have the cables. I have streaming services I pay for,
Yeah,
but
me either.
I don't have. I'm not watch. I got other things. Let's see. I wonder how much money do y'all think if they did pay some of that money, um, that it was all. We've heard it was a $6 million demand, but that's all. We don't know for sure. We don't know that for certain, right? Let me get caught up on chat and see what you guys are saying. I could pull up the APs. Let me pull up the AP video of the search going on, or the door to door thing going on. Let's see if they're still doing it. And I looked at the aerial footage again too. The drone, and that blue shirt's not there. I don't know when cops had the comment.
Salty, are you there? Can't hear you. Uh-oh, we lost her.
I'm back.
Okay.
I'm here. Yeah, I don't know what happened either. Y'all know how this shit's been running all day. We done tried this stream how many times today?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. If an investigator comes to the house, it's because there's been an anonymous report, usually, or that somebody was reported on, and they may be coming to talk to her about the person. It could not even be nothing to do with Miss Nancy herself getting a report on her or her getting abused. One of her friends could have somebody report they're being abused, and they want to talk to Miss Nancy to see if she's, what she thinks. It could be a whole host of things. That's why some of these things, it's like, why? Where did you get that, Steve? After all this time, you got
Right.
that picture. Where'd you get that picture, sir? Why are y'all holding out to the last, and then you come out once
That
things
no
start?
one else has seen.
Yeah, we haven't seen all this time, and all of a
Mm-mm.
sudden things are happening, and here I come. Hold on, here I come. I don't know. Uh, Post punk mama, welcome in. Hey, I haven't been paying attention to this. Just dropped in because I need something to listen to and wanted to give support. Well, thank you. JLR is signing off. Is he done for the day? He's tired now. Is he going to go get dinner and go back? He might go get dinner and go back. Well, he had them pizzas earlier. He's all right, right? He's all right. JLR, you okay? You need some more pizza, Bubba, and some water? He needs a bathroom break and a rest.
Dehydrated.
He's like, I gotta go lie down for a fucking moment. Annie is wearing my ass out. I've walked up and down following these investigators for hours now. I gotta go for a minute. I'll be back. We don't blame you, JLR. It's like shit.
He's scared of those javelinas.
Look, them coyotes are coming at dark. He's like, peace out, people. I'm JLR
Right?
investigates. Be back tomorrow. Now he'll sit in his car with the windows cracked. You know what I'm saying? He can't be a
Mm-hmm.
scaredy cat. Okay, so this is the AP's feed, and they were right there on the same street with. They must have been walking almost hand in hand with JLR.
Okay, so Brian Enton just reported KGUN reports less than $300 in Bitcoin account related to Nancy Guthrie ransom. That's what he reported. Can you hear me? Uh-oh.
Okay, I don't know if it's because I am trying to play something with you on panel. It was, you know what I'm saying? Without, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It
I'm
won't.
gonna give you this last, and then I'll drop down so that you can play the
Would
stuff.
you find something else?
Brian Enton just reported KGUN reports less than $300 in Bitcoin account related to Nancy Guthrie ransom. Just reported that.
$300.
Yep.
Hold on a minute.
The TMZ deposit some money just to see what would happen. My first thought. Oh man.
That'd be stupid.
Well,
That's 43 cents in Bitcoin.
yeah, I
$300
don't
USD. What are
understand.
we talking? They deposited 300 in Bitcoin. Or what? They want us to $300 was deposited into the account. $300 in Bitcoin.
Doesn't say. That's all he said.
Hang on. Let me see if I can Google something. And I don't think this person's sitting here watching Bitcoin go up and down, going, here's the time is right, send it. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Lord. Okay. Do you see any
Okay, I'm gonna go
articles?
ahead and drop down. Go
Okay,
ahead. What?
would look for something where I need to see if they're talking 300 USD dollars was put into an account or if it was 300. They don't know what they're talking about yet. No
Right.
press conferences. The cops released this morning how they released the footage on the FBI's webpage. The FBI released it on Twitter this morning. That's where we all watched it. We were live earlier. I'll show it again. I'll pull it up whenever Butterfly drops down. I don't know if it'll let me pull it up with her. But we got video, images, and video of the assailant released by the FBI earlier this afternoon. Butterfly, yeah, let's see if we find more about this alleged Bitcoin activity.
Okay. I'll see everybody in chat.
All right. Thank
Thanks.
you, hon.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. All right, we'll see if that makes a difference with our live here, guys. Hold on. Let me get this pulled up again. Let's see. Where's it at? Where you at, dude? Of course, we didn't get a press conference or none of that happening to tell us from the local FBI agents or the local sheriff. This came down per FBI. Okay. Now again, we was reading this earlier about how they got their imagery, from working with their partners, and this is what they released. There's one image that we have from it. Remember the brush up on the porch? We were like, where'd that come from? How did it get there, kind of thing? He picks it up. We'll see that in the video. For those just joining who hasn't had a chance to see the photos and video released this afternoon rather, by the FBI, this is it. You'll see in the video It appears he attempts to try to cover the camera with the brush he picks up. There is a weapon strapped right in front of his crotch. It's going to be a backpack on his back. There's apparently some zip ties hanging out of his right pocket. And that's an image we're all like, what the hell's going on? Because first, we can't see his eyes, we don't see a gun, and we don't see the backpack or the flashlight in his mouth. What's up with that image? We don't know. Okay, video footage from the camera that was recovered. We heard yesterday that Cash was headed to Arizona for a separate trip that was already scheduled, but I didn't see anywhere that he even made any remarks about the case. He's probably sitting up in his FBI office. See, he picks up the brush, left hand, we noted. He even reaches over and kind of cuffs the gun for a moment with that left hand. It's on a loop, obviously. Yeah, they said they were able to recover this off the back end of the system. Say left hand, grabs some brush. He looked around the left side of the porch there on the entryway first. Okay, now this is the next video that they have out. 83. Okay, amateur gun holder, and that's a long revolver. It looked a little bit beefy. Cash was at the command center earlier. Well, yay, was he all boots on the ground too? Is he knocking on fucking doors tonight? I don't have nothing against him. I just don't like talking heads. I don't need it. I wished those FBI agents that was standing behind nervous Nellie Sheriff would have been the ones to come out with a press conference this morning and put this out. But we have it. They finally have it. And now we have a heavy law enforcement presence back over at Annie's neighborhood. And then we also heard that there was remember the reporter who said he happened to be at that store, a business, and cops went in. He noticed investigators go in. So he goes in, and they were specifically asking about footage on the night of the kidnapping, but at 9:30, which would have been when Nancy was traveling home. And they also wanted footage from the first of when Annie would have been traveling over to check on her mom. He's yet to elaborate on that. We don't know what was recovered from that. And then that was right before we started seeing this presence in Annie's neighborhood. See, he's got in his mouth, he's holding a flashlight that you bite to get it to come on and off. We have better images circulating of that. You think he's definitely right-handed? Why would y'all say that? Bashing the camera. Maybe he's ambidextrous. Okay, here I am left-handed, but I will do a lot of things with my right hand, probably more so than I do my left. But there's certain things I'm going to do with my left hand. That's why I needed to see him for myself. And he picks up the brush with the left hand. But the way the gun butt is facing, you would reach over and grab with your right hand. If you think about the way the placement is of the gun. So is he left or right? And then is he got some boxing skills going on? You wonder if the camera up there is something he left on purpose. What, the ones from the guest house? Because this camera was gone. Once he realized that brush wasn't going to cover that shit up. That's the camera that we see gone from the front porch, right? Now, what's up with this alleged back door being open? What do y'all think about that? Was that staged? Or was there a second offender who came in the back? Now, remember, they also spent how long? Around 40 minutes, roughly? 41-ish in this home. Or around the home, right? Because this camera goes offline at 1:47, And then where's this 212 detection coming from? Is that inside the home on a separate camera that they haven't recovered video from yet? Or if they have, they're not showing it because of what it might show at 212. We know at 228, she's offline. Are they coming through the house at 212, gun trained on Miss Nancy, leading her out of the house, and that's why we're not seeing it? I don't know. Isn't that crazy though? That so what does this tie back? How does this tie back to Annie? Does it tie back to Annie and Tom? Let's pull up the feed and see if we can see any action happening around that area. And then I'll go see if we got any updates as well, live, any places. Any of the places. JLR still alive? I miss kind of making fun of him earlier or having fun with him. He's driving. Where's he driving to? Where you going? They don't live far. Is he going back over to Nancy's? You didn't see the. Did you see it, Dolphin? The revolver? Yeah. Whoa, what is that? Conversation and the damn conversations in the backgrounds. JLR. I know I backed it up too far back, but oops. No. I know who's in that car with you, Bubba. And they've been out there all afternoon going door to door, looking all in the brush. A neighbor, I saw a lady earlier on the AP feed. She comes to her door, she's just talking to the authorities, and she's pointing out towards the way, and you're like, This is not the same investigators earlier, the FBI couple, remember, that we were watching?
Give my legs a rest.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's why when we
I could
started
stand out
walking-
there. I mean, I just give my legs a rest. I don't know. How long's this stream been up for? 11 hours. So we got about another hour of streaming before we'll have to get off here. We got to get off before the 12-hour mark. We've been streaming now for 11 hours. I appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. We navigate what goes on each and every day out here. All right, let's go. We're on the move. We're on the move. Just gonna go. Dude, this guy here's the Associated Press. He's a beast. He's been tagging along with me.
So it is. Is you sure they tagging along with you? Who tagging along with them? Which one we doing? Los Palmos. Because this is a block from Annie's neighborhood they were at earlier. Yeah, we thought that, right, Dolphin? Did he go in the back and out the front? So did he just say, because we see the blood out front, obviously took Miss Nancy out the front. So did he disable? Mm. door where is he the one? So does that when he goes around back and messes with the floodlight, or did he go back and mess with the floodlight first? Because he comes from the left side of the home. He could have went around back, fucked with the floodlight. What about the other cameras on the damn? I'm stumped about the cameras on the guest house, guys. Riley, he's walked today. He had to rest them legs. Tricia, you talking about the photo that we saw here without the backpack on, that photo? The one that people are speculating is what's going on here with this picture? The one the FBI released. There was a smart ass Twitter account talking about AI, and we're like, sir, that it came from the fucking FBI, okay? All right, here's that image. No gun, no backpack, because we know there's reflectors on the straps of the backpack. And I cannot see this person's eyes, and I do not see a flashlight in their mouth. It could be off. They may not be biting it at the moment. But where's the gun? Where's the backpack? Is this a second individual? And they appear to come from the right because of the way they're standing. Did they come from the right side of the porch versus coming in from the left side? Because when you watch the video of this person, he's coming from the left side of the house. Now, is this the same person? Y'all tell me. And if it's not, if it's the same person, where's their damn gun and where's their backpack? Is this earlier in the night without my weapon? Weapon's in a different location under my jacket. Backpack is stashed in the brush, down in the wash. What's happening? Remember when we were talking about the gloves? Was that latex over regular gloves because they appear to be a little thicker? Was it Brian Enton that posted some stuff about that? Yeah, that's it, Jet. Yeah, Dolphin, but what time did he decide to put his gear on? Where's his gear, right? Yeah, he came spying first without the gear. So where can they were they able to recover timestamps? That's what we're wondering too. That's what I said. The fact that I can't really see the person's eyes, I don't know what to make of that. They're standing back, right? How close did they come to that camera when they came up without the weapon and the gear? Why come up without the weapon and the gear all the way to the front porch if you're just, so it's weird to figure out when you really start to think about it. Yeah, it could be, but when I really think about it, doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know what time. I really want to know if they can recover timestamps on these damn images they were able to pull up. It does look like the same guy, Dolphin, because of the clothing. I agree with you on that. But do we got twins? I don't think so, right? Was this an FBI attempt at correcting an image they were developing? No. Maybe out of a still shot until this happened in the stage of recovery. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know what to make of it. I know there's a lot of speculation out there right now that this is two separate individuals. So that would mean an accomplice, but I'm not behind that theory yet. I'm not even behind it being the different people. But I do want to know, how do they tie into all that activity I'm seeing down there at Nancy's place? Or not Nancy's, her daughter's place, Annie's place. That's what we don't know, Veronica. Well, I feel like it is one person, but there's speculation that it's two because of this one lone image that was released out of all the images. Because there's no gun and you can see it, and there's no backpack, and they can't tell us we're blind and just don't see it. Because look, we see it now, right? So don't look at us sideways when we look at y'all sideways, authorities. Because what the hell is this? Yeah, the screenshots from the images that they were able to obtain. I know that all that, but what I'm saying is a screenshot's not going to make a gun in the backpack disappear. This that's markings of the jacket, right? The black line is there. And so you go back here. I've studied this damn thing, and there it is. You can see it, but I do not see a gun covering the crotch. And I certainly do not see a backpack with reflectors on it in that other image. Anybody else see it? So do they have matching jackets, right? Do they have matching clothes, jackets, shoes? And I doubt it. I don't know why that image is like that though. And why, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm not going to let it distract me or eat up all my energy and my time. I got to figure out what the fuck these cops is doing down there at Nancy's place. We got to go troll. Not Nancy's, Annie's. I'm a little irritated with these cops right now. Sorry. Maybe not the FBI so much, but those local deputies, man. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Okay, Gigi's been playing with her camera. Not her camera. She's been playing with settings on. I'll do it on my phone, but I don't publish them. I don't put them out there because at that point it becomes altered and it becomes messy. And if I try to have a conversation about look at that, it's like so I don't do it. But she's been doing it and having fun with it, just enhancing like lighting, trying to come up with something. And I don't know where she. Is she saying that's the shoes of the assailant? Because these appears to be blue jeans. Let's see. Let's get this up. We will analyze Gigi's work. Colorized a photo showing the shoes. Is that the same shoe? The shoes I saw have a very black sole and appeared to be. I saw a very black sole on those shoes I saw in that video. But then again, that was a black and white video. Then we have the color photos that I have. We show those again? Here's the ones. Okay. See, I keep seeing different colors for this mask because people are out here fucking with photos, right? So only the black and white images of what officially released. Keep in mind when y'all are looking at these images. Everybody else is doing what I can do on my fancy phone too. Play with the color. And if you play enough, you're going to get different colors every time. I've seen it come out tan and a lighter green. This backpack, if you Google image it, it tells you it's got a reflective coating on it. And it does appears to be a little. Why are you drawing attention? That's a blue. See, here's a blue jacket, tan pants. That image, and you can see the black sole of the shoe. Gigi's picture was blue jeans. I don't know what that's about. I know, Pammy, right? Black soles, Tricia. You can tell that in the black and white image, right? I mean, I get the effort, and there's nothing wrong with doing it, but I would make it very clear that then they are telling people they're colorized. Okay. See? K-Gun is reporting. K-Gun can confirm there is activity in the Bitcoin account listed in the ransom email. That activity, how many people saw that damn ransom letter and who has access to that wallet number? Wait, what is this? Fuck, what? Wait. Hold on. I don't know if this is even accurate, but let me do something super quick because I know what kind of people I'm dealing with. This payment is somewhere in blocks. See? They can see it moving like I suggested. Do I have it? No, I don't have a response yet. These 4 blocks confirmed within minutes of each other. Oh my goodness. On what platform? For real? Hold on. I need to have eyes on this money movement. Hmm. Okay, that just puts up an article about the company. Okay. That's hmm. Okay, sorry. I had to go down a little rabbit hole in my head for a moment. I have questions now. Who $300 though? Is that somebody playing? For real, are we playing right now? Maybe the FBI or the family was testing to see if it's traceable. But as most people know, Bitcoin is extremely difficult to track, especially if nobody accesses that money and just lets it sit there. Amen. We got some blockchain people chiming in. Is there any kind of prediction market that bet on activity? Oh, nah, they're not sitting there looking at the amount of Bitcoin today in this hour. It is normal to send a small amount to make sure it arrives at the correct Bitcoin address. So is Savannah is she communicating with these people privately that we don't know about, right? Yet. Has there been other communication? We just want her back. We want to celebrate. We're willing to pay. Now they're out there with search and rescue waiting to get Miss Nancy back. They're waiting to find her and they've honed in on that area. Now we've got a test transaction in the wallet. Another joker sent a few hundred trying to make news. They got to have access to the wallet number. Let's not kid ourselves. Adam, whoever you are. Someone is trolling overseas. It's not that. They got to fucking know the Bitcoin address. Did Harvey share it with people? Grok. It's less than 300. What does that even mean? Fucking Grok. I always send small test amounts on new accounts, but 300 is a pretty big amount, so this is strange. That's from an NFT team. And trust me, those guys are always transactioning some wallets. Careful what you post, your mods will time you out. Oh boy. We stumbled up to somebody's drama accidentally. Only way to get timed out over here or booted is to come in here under a troll account. And when you come in under one that I've known about for 2 years, I think I forgot. That was epic. That just happened a couple days ago. It's like I said before many times, do better. Try harder. Shit's funny. Okay, so let me go see if the usual good people have some. I'm not saying, but the blockchain people, their thoughts are actually very informative. Okay, see, the neighbors always are pointing out in these directions. Every house I've seen them go to, when we had the live feed up earlier, when the people come out, you would see them pointing in directions, right? 20 minutes ago, Mike post investigators canvassed the neighborhood around Annie Guthrie's home in Tucson, Arizona, which is Tuesday the 10th. The investigations into the disappearance of her mother. So there's just a photo there of this couple being talked to. We'll see if he has anything else further down. 26 minutes ago, no coincidence, retired FBI agent Jason Pack tells Fox News Digital, you don't deploy SWAT and FBI tactical units on a hunch in the Nancy Guthrie case. When those units roll out, it means a lead has been vetted to the point where there is reasonable possibility of high-risk situation. But deployment does not mean resolution. So what's prompted them to go to that area again? An hour ago is when Harvey was reporting that activity in the last 15 minutes. Tell us if anything was moved from, if that money was moved from that wallet. Keep an eye on it, Harvey. I'm counting on you, man. I need to know when it leaves that wallet. Then we might. Okay, no, never mind. So let us know when it leaves that wallet, please. Stay tuned. And again, we saw this earlier, okay, around the corner from Annie's house. We'll go see real quick. I'll catch up on chat in 1 second. Let's go look at Brian. There's a few others we can also check out. 20 minutes ago, the FBI's elite hostage rescue team is in Tucson, sources tell me. Oh, sources, FBI. I've got theories behind that. Damn it, man. The hostage rescue team, y'all. Veronica, welcome in. Anybody, if I've missed y'all coming in, thank you for being here. Asha coming back in, and Riley 83, Jet, Pammy, Dolphin, Teresia, of course, welcome back in. Y'all, what's happening right now? The bomb squad was to pull. Okay, where did I see that at? Hold on. They had. Let me go. Let me pull this down for a minute. I don't know if that's a precaution at that point or if that was part of the. I saw something about it, Dolphin. I feel like in an article. Is that what you're talking about? Let me go back to y'all's conversation there. Yeah, Riley, we saw that. There were two we were watching the footage live when they were taking them off the roofs, right? So there were two cameras left on the pool house. One trained on the greenery between the green space and the pool, and one on Miss Nancy's driveway. That what were missed for days? Okay. But what those cameras did they see anything? Did he go on the rooftop to destroy those cams? Would they have been trying to collect DNA from up there instead of just going up there and just taking their flashlights, and they looked under the ductwork a little bit and they seemed to focus in on just taking the camera? I looked around to see if there was any. If he got up there if he climbed up there on that roof to mess with them cameras, wouldn't they be messed with? That was my thought. Just did he disconnect some wires and then jump down? Did Miss Nancy have a ladder stashed, or did he bring one with him? See, when I start really thinking about it, then I'm like, how would they have achieved that, though? Or why didn't they achieve that? Or why didn't they? Y'all, shit's kept me up all week. Idaho 4 kept me up for 2 solid years. That combined with Delphi at the same time, I lost 3 years of my life, I feel like. We choose what we choose. Okay, let's see. We'll go see what Fox News Digital has put out. All the experts that have looked at this investigation are going, "Holy shit! What? What were y'all doing?" Let me go see if the Pima County has put out any announcements, just for shits and giggles. Oh, probably not. Oh yeah, Jet, the shoes. Okay. Yeah, why wear reflective? It's so dark out there. How far did you walk? Right? You're going to risk that somebody may have seen an individual walking down the road that night, you know? We don't know what time they began to come up there and surveil the home. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m.? How far did you walk to get there? Did you really walk that far? Because then you got to consider they got to walk Miss Nancy back to wherever they walked from. So there's a good chance the getaway car wasn't that far away. What's the chance there might have been a person in the getaway car? We don't see a car. Do y'all see? Hold on, let me show you. Do you see a car sitting behind him? The lights in the distance are from a house back there. We looked at that earlier. I don't see a vehicle. Even in the videos that they had out, I don't see a vehicle behind this individual. So, if they walked up to this property from down the street, even, are they walking Miss Nancy back there without her cane and possibly now injured? I guess they could if they needed to, but what's easier? There was somebody else driving the car. That would have to take two people. So if you walked a far distance and you didn't want to get hit, you might want to be reflective, but do you want to call attention to yourself? I know if I'm walking down in a rural area or any area and it's dark and I can hear the vehicle coming and see the vehicle coming, I'm getting far off that road, away from the edge, because I don't know if that person's drinking, paying attention, texting, all the, getting it on with their lover. I don't know what's happening. I don't want to get run over. So I'm getting out of the way, but that's just me. But you got people who jog, right, at night, and they absolutely, well, Koberger had his reflective vest. Somebody did report a white van earlier, but we don't know how much that pertained to this case in the big scheme of things, right? Um, so 4 hours ago, the sheriff's department had posted on their Twitter account about they can't believe pizzas and foods being delivered to the scene. Please don't do that. Because we all know now a lady from Oregon absolutely ordered pizzas and had them delivered via Domino's to Nancy Guthrie's home. Pizza guy arrives with a cop on duty and a street full of media, and he gets out and goes right to the front door with pizza. As he comes back from the front door, he's greeted by JLR. The Domino's pizza delivery guy calls the person who ordered the pizzas, and she gets on speakerphone and absolutely lets the world know, yes, I ordered them. They're for JLR and his company. His company. JLR investigates. JLR got pizza. What about Brian? Brian needs a drone and some pizza. Okay. Sorry. I didn't realize I was muted. I can't see my screen. What is going on with my screen? Okay, now I can see. I couldn't see the buttons and I didn't realize I was muted. Hang on, I'm trying to. Let me turn on the scanner. I had it on earlier.
Last seen on 1820 hours with an ongoing issue for number 5 element 30 south at 11. Stocky Girls asking my contact here.
This is Oro Valley and Pima County Sheriff's Department. Anyway, they got mad about the pizza delivery. Then earlier 5 hours, they wanted to tell you not to call 911. Remember when the sheriff said call 911? If you have tips, that's the number. That's our number, 911. They're like, no, don't call that number anymore. But this is weird, remember, because it said these lines are not appropriate place.
23 with the 1015.
They had an overdose earlier. It was sad. The lines are not appropriate place to share a fuck. They don't want people to call 911 to share opinions or commentary. Now, who the hell is doing that?
Go ahead. Kilo, Romeo, Alpha, Delta 1.
Uh-oh. People on Twitter are stressed out too. Okay. So 2 hours ago, Brooke Taylor on Twitter is reporting that colleague Jonathan Hunt, who has been on the ground, reports SWAT, bomb squad, and command vehicles left the Pima County Sheriff's.
Just 1 second. It's being slow. Can you start us?
They left the sheriff's parking lot earlier. That was 2 hours ago. So that would be around the same time that SWAT team left. Remember, we saw that. So they're reporting bomb squad as well. K-Gun reports that as well. Reports say a medical chopper also took off around the same time. Or you can only go rely on Nerdy for that. Let's go troll him in a sec. It is unclear if these movements are connected to Nancy. Who's put that out there? Because we know he's been... Okay, 28 minutes ago he posted, Oro Valley Police confirmed that members of a regional SWAT team and bomb squad have been activated for an operation coordinated through Pima County Sheriff's Department, as the FBI's elite hostage rescue team is now reportedly involved in connection to the Nancy Guthrie case. Let me turn...
We'll advise on the RO as soon as possible. Our returns are currently running a little slow.
On the RO. So everybody's reporting the SWAT, the bomb squad, and all that activity is happening. There was a news helicopter over Annie Guthrie's home, but it left as soon as it got there.
West Prince Road and North Yonville Road, 3600 north of 1800 west. Respond on A3 north.
News helicopter over Annie Guthrie's home, but it left as soon as it got there. No word on SWAT. Things went real quiet. That's weird. So Pretty Lies and Alibis is reporting that Tucson Police Dispatch scanner reported that manhunt in the Nancy Guthrie case, SWAT and bomb squad deployed. Has someone threatened to blow themselves up? Tucson Police Dispatch. Is that this? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me scroll. I got it. I got that feed.
This digital multimeter.
Hold on, I don't play for the premium, so let it do its little ad dish. Okay. I gotta pull up chat, so I can't see it. Huh. So 3 hours ago, they were reporting these SWAT trucks left the police station. Okay, I got the scanner on the background now. The ad stopped, so if we hear any chatter on the same feed Gigi's listening to, we'll know about it. The report. So Brian Enton did do a piece on that. I just haven't had time to share it with you guys yet. We had this conversation earlier. Remember about the gloves immediately when we were like, look at these gloves. It was a little weird. And we wondered, did he have on gloves under latex gloves, right? The black nitrate type gloves. And that's what other people are analyzing as well. And I think Brian Enton did a short talking about that very thing. Yes, Pammy, the FBI's elite hostage rescue team is there.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you guys can even hear that in the background. Can you hear that? Because that's
3351. I'll be at 777 West Cushing till 0700.
that's coming through my phone. They look like cheap pleather gloves to you, maybe, but everybody else feels like they might be black gloves slipped over other types of gloves, but they're very. You can still have a lot of movement with your hands. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. But it does appear, Tricia, to be the nitrates over other gloves, just because of the thickness of it that appears we all feel like we see, because we've looked at this shit all day. Like, literally. And you can see his flashlight in his mouth right there really well. They seem to be very tight fitting gloves. And again, we remember we were talking about we could see that debris in the pictures immediately when Brian released this. And then we reviewed Mike's tweet earlier when they didn't release the full footage they had, which showed the blood trail out onto to the gravel sidewalk and the blue clothing item left on the sidewalk there. And then again, the random picture with no weapon at the crotch or backpack on. Don't know what to make of it. Brain hurts. Moving on. Then we got this image. And then we are back to the gloves again. Here we go. Hit me with a left and a right. I'm going to box this damn light now because my brush ain't working. Hmm. I don't know. It's open for interpretation, right? You're reasonable and my reasonable may be two different things. Hey, Kentucky Lucky totally explains it. Have we all spent the week wondering how it even got there? Why was it there? Did the wind blow it up there? Was there a plant knocked over? I kept looking. I didn't see evidence of a plant, not even a fake plant knocked over, right? So then my mind was like, I'm telling y'all I didn't sleep all week. I've thought about all this. Was it stormy in the past 24, 48 hours and the wind got picked up and brush flew up to Miss Nancy's door, just a few pieces? No. Now we have an explanation, right? What has white faux trim? The gloves? White faux fur trim? Is that the sleeve of the jacket or is that from the gloves? If that's from the gloves, that's from his first pair of gloves then. Or or if we go with what you think could be cheap gloves or furry gloves with some latex slipped over. Okay, look at this one. Let's see. You can see it, but is that the jacket? There, it looks like it's a sleeve almost. Looks like there. What do you guys think? Jacket? Yeah. I feel like it's probably the jacket when I look at the pictures. I haven't even had a chance to like get on my phone and zoom in on photos like I usually like to do. I did I do want to go troll a map though. There's the scanner went silent. Like it is like dead silent. And I got the Tucson Police Dispatch pulled up.
Retail welfare at 7217 East Sky Arturo. Call is advising that there's a female going to the trash, stating that they're now coherent. Sector 5 event 1274, 1959.
It's a female going through the trash. Ski, Utah. Yes, we are.
KA with 2 at 2020 South 6th Avenue.
Well, yeah, right, Dolphin, everything. We have to go look at all the angles. I know you do. I know you do. You're like, that's why I was like going through the photos for you because I know you like to see the deets too. I know how that brain works. That's why I've spent a lot of time unpacking shit with you, so I know where you go, and especially here, Dolphin, because you can tell it's like detached. It's not the white that I can see. Of course, it's all the black and white images. We discussed this earlier in case you missed it too. All the black and white images are the official police FBI release. The colorized images that we've seen are people playing around with their cameras enhancing photos. And that's okay, but it doesn't give us an accurate depiction of what.
41 juvenile to the CRC. My wife 86748. 126 has been approved.
Okay, because see right here, remember we saw an image earlier on Twitter and it was absolutely a very green mask, right? Look at these two photos. They're different colors. One's a very dark brown and one's a very light colored. Why? Because people are playing with their cameras, right? So it's hard to tell. And then Gigi has a picture posted of the guy in blue jeans apparently doing something with his shoes. But other photos we saw the guy's got on khakis. Like who? So I'm trying to stick to these images.
395 North Stone is going to be referenced a unwanted.
Referencing an unwanted, is it that easy? What is an unwanted? I'm referencing an unwanted. All right, let me go see if there's any updates on the. Yeah, so Brian Enton was also reporting, Pammy and everybody else, that the FBI's elite hostage rescue team was in Tucson. Sources told him that that was 43 minutes ago when he tweeted that. And we've also heard the reports about the Bitcoin transaction that allegedly took place in the amount of $300. And that's really all Brian is saying at the moment. When are these guys resting, right? When? Ruiz hasn't done anything since 46 minutes ago that I can see. Maybe it got quiet again around there. They did a sleep. Remember they said they came out and released a statement. Won't be any press conference, but you'll see heightened police activity back out of the house. But that didn't come yesterday. It came today by way of canvassing Annie's neighborhood. I'm going to go look and see if some of the local affiliates put out anything on YouTube yet. Right now the scanner's quiet. Let me pull chat up and see what's going on. We'll go back. I'll keep a check on that throughout the night. None of it makes sense. Kentucky Lucky, was it the night of the because we had a big full moon. Was that was over the weekend, right? You know, the freaks come out. Well, not well. The freaks can come out. Who just met up with the other ones?
I do for you.
Your 55-63. I think one or two of them just went. Well, it's not on president.
Okay, Pammy, cool.
Yes, that's what. So what's it?
Okay, Kentucky.
Copy one matching Kidnapper.
Okay, let me look at some of the.
I got it.
What's
Can you send me a photo of him?
they're looking for somebody in Tucson.
Yeah, 17. Send a picture to 36.
And his jail has high traffic on one and President and Third.
Thank you, number.
I'm not seeing anywhere that there's a lot of activity going on right now in other places. You know what I mean? Around the homes. Did JLR pack it in for the night? Did the AP pack it in? Let me see if they did. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like they've stopped streaming the live they were at doing there as well. Okay,
Breaking news, boots on the ground. Another day, folks, out front of the home of Annie Guthrie.
I think he's gone now. Yeah.
Looks like people are back at Annie.
There's not a lot of local media out there broadcasting live. I'll have to go look at because I'm looking on my phone. That way it's easier for me to try to pull it up. Information quickly. Yeah, he was live for 11 hours. He has to stop at 12. Yeah, the AP that's what I said earlier when I realized the AP was streaming the same exact, almost the same thing, but their camera work was a little better and steadier, right? And you could tell they were absolutely hanging out on the same street right there beside JLR. Simi. Yeah, I'm about to have to go do the same thing and take it all in, right? And what does it all mean? What's going to happen throughout the night? Will there be any major activity throughout the night, right? With this SWAT team in play and um, the bomb squad? What's going on with all this? And then where's all the media? Has Okay, here's the thing: have the big gun authorities asked major outlets maybe to back off a minute? Because there's not that many boots on the ground true crimers out there, right? We got JLR, we have Brian Enton, but he's also media. We got Dolly. There might be one or two more, I don't know. So it's not like, you know what I mean? But are we going to let them be the ones to get the scoop? I'd be like, excuse me, FBI person trying to ask me to back off, but I cannot let those YouTubers get the scoop before me.
Hey guys, so something else new. I have just confirmed that the FBI's hostage rescue team, it's called the HRT, the hostage rescue team, is on the ground in Tucson. which is a big deal. I mean, it's an incredibly elite unit within the FBI. There's the FBI SWAT team, but then they also have the hostage rescue team. Those are the people who go in and try to save people who are being held hostage. They're in Tucson right now, and the sense is that there's like movement happening possibly tonight. We confirmed that the SWAT teams that left the Pima County Sheriff's Office, that movement was in relation to the Nancy Guthrie case. Whether they were just going somewhere else to stage, or
Wait,
whether there is actually something that's going to be happening tonight, I don't know. But the sense, I mean, there's a lot of things moving around right now because we have a camera at the sheriff's office, we have a camera at Annie Guthrie's house. I'm still at Nancy's, and it feels like things could be happening. And hopefully, it's good news at some point with in.
12 hours to return Nancy, whatever that means. A test transaction in this wallet. Teams in play like rescue, search and rescue. They were there first earlier before dark, remember? SWAT team now there, bomb squad now there. Big rescue mission. We got the FBI's elite team to rescue you from kidnapping are in town now. Now, okay? And now we also have a Bitcoin transaction happening that's a really weird amount by all standards for a kidnapping ransom demand. And I believe the people on the blockchain who know what they're talking about testing the wallet. What you don't want to do in that space is send a large sum of money because a rug, okay? Rugs are people who will pull the rug out from under you. They're fucking crooks on the blockchain. All right? You don't want to send your large sum of money to somebody who's about to rip your ass off. You just don't want to, especially if you're trading something for that crypto, like NFTs and things of that nature, right? You may want to test the waters before. And even once a wallet, say you get taken and you buy this bunk ass NFT that is just totally fake, whatever. It's not your ape that you thought it was. Um, or if somebody stole from your wallet, sometimes platforms can help you recover it, but it's hard. So it's up to you to, be smart. So they're going to test the waters. I'll believe them about that. So what does that say? I'm checking my messages. Okay, yeah, we're okay. We're up to speed then on that. Oh, my messages. I think, mods. If y'all saw anything I missed, you can let me know. So, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that that was a test transaction to make sure the wallet was good, to make sure it actually went through? Are they communicating with somebody with all this rescue situation stuff happening? Uh, what do y'all think's going on? Do you think they're about to pay to get Miss Nancy back? Was that before dark, Dolphin? Did they have footage of it? Was it before dark? Did the person already put Miss Nancy somewhere out there near her daughter's home and said, well, when you give me the money, you'll get the location, you'll get the coordinates, you'll get the coordinates. What are they running around looking for? Riley, yes, because you don't have to come all the way into the driveway, right? Dead ass in front of the door, because it's a circle drive. You can approach the center of that drive or even with the front door, but stay just out of range. Could do that, especially if you kill the lights. Are you really going to see it sitting back there at the edge of the drive when you turn in, right? What if that was the case? And then you only had to get her from there to the car, however far you chose to leave it from the front, knowing that camera would see the car, right? There was a car close by, you can believe that. So was this a lone wolf? Parked the car at the edge of the driveway, or I got somebody driving the car while I go in? Or is there somebody around back already? Who knows? You know it, Dolphin. I've thought about that. The second that these images dropped, you know, the minute the FBI got the recovery of this data that recovered these images and the video that we saw from, where these images came from, you know, they were scanning and trying to figure trying to figure it out. Who the hell is this person? Because you do have this. What can they deprive? What can they get from that? They got a lot of good tools. I know, Dolphin. Do y'all think they got scared at some point and just stopped communicating, or did they just stop publicizing the communication? Savannah comes out with that really somber message about, we want to celebrate, we'll do whatever it takes, we'll pay to get her back. And then she comes out the next time and she's really not talking to the kidnapper anymore. She's talking to us. I need your help. FBI, we need your help. Did they know they were about to release some photos? Are they going to absolutely need your help to identify this person? And here's the person with a mask and a flashlight in their mouth. You son of a bitch. Took Miss Nancy. You fucking took Miss Nancy, and that is not cool. I hope the SWAT team, the bomb squad, and everybody else, every team the FBI's got, the kid, I hope all hell rains down on you. I'd like to see it live on TV. Brian said he's got cameras. Go live, Brian, please. Facial recognition software, right? You know the damn FBI's using every backdoor tool they got, all the latest technology available, not only from the FBI, the CIA, whatever ICAC is capable of doing, all these different divisions, Homeland Security, the Border Patrol people. They all may have their different expertise bringing to the table, but the fact that the FBI put out working with their, those civilian entities out there like Celebrate, I wonder if Miss Heather was called in to help work on this one, because this shit is her jams. She does cell phones and stuff. I don't know if she does video cameras. She probably knows the person that did the video cameras, right? Retrieved that data regardless. It was still there and still recoverable. Thank God. Thank God it was still there. Ha ha ha, masked man person. Ha ha ha. Yeah, if the color's right, Dolphin, because you got to remember these photos have been altered by people on the internet playing with their coloring of the photos. The only official ones out there are the black and whites the FBI released. These are all coming, anything you see in color, and people have been talking about it. It's all coming from people playing with their lighting on their cameras or their photos. Because we saw an image earlier that we reviewed on Twitter where this damn mask was completely green, like rail green, right? And people are saying this is why, and even some are having fun with it, some are trying to some are doing it with a good heart, really wanting to hone in on it, and even trying to make out what kind of jacket they're wearing. Don't think I didn't try to figure out what kind of jacket this person's wearing. Any good sleuth's gonna do their due diligence. So sometimes you might, and like I've said, I've played with lighting in photos. I just don't. I'll say, hey, look, y'all, I altered the lighting on this because I wanted to see something, and so we got to keep that in mind. So what? Going back to that dolphin, what would they be able to really tell about the true color of the brows and the mustache, right? If what were they able to do with their black and white imagery, right? If they're enhancing, they got their own enhancement tools. If we can enhance from our damn phones, you can bet FBI is sitting there enhancing these black and white images they got. See, look at that one. You can look at he's still got his flashlight in his mouth. You can see his pistol in his holster. You can see the backpack. You can even catch the reflective things on the backpack straps that certainly is not in that other image. Playing tricks on me. And notice the lights in the background from that house sits way back up there. Can they enhance that photo, or even the front view of that black and white image? What would they be able to pull from that? I wonder. Okay, well, what about, see, there, I don't know. What do y'all think? Right, Dolphin, if the FBI has done their own, and they have, right? They haven't released that yet. No, 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 no. They haven't. But don't you think they've tried? Or at least done it to try to hone in on the color of the eyes, right? The color of the brows. Absolutely. All of that matters. All of it matters. It's crazy when they first dropped these on the internet. I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. I mean, I suspected, yeah, yeah, but who is that? And look, you can see the weapon. Again, there's the white sleeve of the jacket, it looks like, the gloves, and you can see the eyes again. And the lights of that house in the distance. We wondered earlier, glancing at this photo, is that a car way in the driveway? But no, it appears it's those lights from that house in the distance. It's wild as fuck. Now, they've had reason to believe there was activity, right, that led them to believe she had left the home, and all the things they've told us. And again, 147, the doorbell cam disconnects. Is we about to punch it, or what are we doing here? This 146 and a half? Angie, you think you see a dark van vehicle? I don't know. I'm blind as a bat, and I haven't had a chance to blow these images up really and snap back really well yet. But I know that preliminary results tell me those lights are coming from that house back there. Yeah. Oh yeah, y'all know the FBI's got facial recognition. Look, if companies can do it, and I'm not surprised by anything the FBI has or the CIA. Like, they're supposed to have all that badass shit. I kind of count on it. Our national security kind of counts on a lot of this stuff. We need to be in the know, right? Absolutely apply that same knowledge from national intelligence and an application law enforcement can use. Eventually, it makes its way there, right? The only ones that has access to some of this stuff is the big guys. You're not getting that. They're like, sit down, little town people. You're not getting our big secrets. We're just hearing the background. Shh, shh. They're just now getting comfortable telling us about their use of IgG. They already got asked, were they using it in this case? And what did he say? FBI said, well, sheriff's department's handling the DNA, but if we were needed for IGG, we would be willing to help. I'm sure you would, asked Mr. Koberger. Okay. Let me see. Let me check. Butterfly, let me check. Okay, yeah. Did you send that a few minutes ago? Michael Ruiz is also reporting that Director uh, FBI Director Cash tells Fox News Sean Hannity there are now persons with an S of interest in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance after substantial progress today. Let me look at hold on, guys. Person detained for questioning in Nancy Guthrie case. ABC News Live. Hold on.
In connection with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Aaron, stay with me here. Aaron with us live from Tucson. We can show the audience the video now of the person, the subject
What?
that the FBI had released video of earlier in the day. This was the first time we had seen a development of this.
Okay, they're talking about the photo.
Someone at the door. This was video retrieved from that Nest camera after the FBI worked directly with Google. And Aaron, just to be clear here, this person detained in connection with the case, authorities are not saying if it's the person that we see in this video. They're also not saying this is a suspect. They're simply saying at this hour a person detained in connection with this case.
They are only saying that it's an individual detained in connection with the case, not calling the person a suspect or a person of interest, not saying there's any connection at this point with the images that were released earlier today by the FBI. But law enforcement officials have obtained a search warrant. They're going to be searching a location south of Tucson where this individual was detained. They're going to be going through that location. That could take hours, and either that search would resolve the matter, and that could be it, or there could be some further development associated with this individual. But right now, the person is not considered a suspect, we're told, only someone taken for questioning, detained.
And with just a few seconds left, Aaron, a search warrant that will play out in the location where they detain this person.
That's right, David. The search warrant is for a location associated with this individual. Specifically what it says, what they're looking for, has not been made clear.
Aaron Terzinger, Chief Investigative Correspondent, reporting at this hour a person has been detained in connection with the disappearance of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. Of course, the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. The whole nation has been praying for days that there would be a development that would bring Nancy Guthrie home. We'll continue to follow this for those of you in the west at this hour.
Wow. Hold on. That was ABC News Evening News Tonight. Okay, 2 minutes ago. Person, let me pull this up. Let me try to get this to pull up. Maybe it won't go crazy on us. Hold on. We should be okay. Okay. All right. What is this? ABC. The second I tried to said I lost connection. Hold on. Okay. Detained for questioning in connection with gun. At 3:23, Trump reviewed new security photo. At 12:58, Cash shares video. Okay, what the fuck's going on here? Interest detained. Person detained. Where's the article? Link. No, I don't. For real, I can't click on. What the hell's going on there? I'm looking for the information on it, guys. I think this is preliminary information coming out. That's all I'm seeing so far. That was ABC News reported that a few minutes ago. That's all it says. Person detained, right? Anything on the twits? We have to go look. What are y'all saying in chat? Right? We are. Let me see. Let me get over here. Uh oh. Okay, so all we got right that we can see so far, Butterfly found an article too. It says Pima County is ABC News. Like I said, the Pima County Sheriff's Department, with assistance from the FBI, has detained an individual for questioning in connection with the abduction of Nancy Guthrie. Law enforcement officials briefed on the investigation told ABC News. The individual was detained in a location south of Tucson. Um, The source said law enforcement is preparing to search a location associated with this individual. They said they had a warrant, right? The development followed the first images released of a masked man approaching Nancy's door. Okay, that's all that article says. Thank you, Butterfly. That was a little bit more there. Let me see if I can see chat. I'm trying to troll on my for updates from my phone, guys. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I don't know. I got a good strong signal, but every time I go to try to share my screen, something wonky happens. I don't know if I might be needing me and I might need something with this computer. I think something might be going on there. You would think maybe we had that discussion earlier today when we were live. Would you know your person's eyes, right? What did Dylan Martinson notice? Clad in black in the dark, eyes, brows. um, but if you saw images like that and you could see that, well, with those colorized ones, right? Would you recognize your person's eyes? A lot of us, I think, would. So, did somebody call a tip in? And that's the person of interest that's detained? Someone saw those images, and since they've been released, right? Think about that for a moment. And they're like, those eyes, man, damn, those eyes. And they called the cops or called the tip. And now they show up detaining that individual. Or would they just show up and question them? Or would they automatically show up and question them, then detain them, and then quickly obtain that warrant? It's probably how that went down. I wonder if that's what happened. What do y'all think? Think it could have been a tip that came off of that? Uh, Dolphin, could you not hear it all the way? I'm sorry, I can't gauge how well you guys can hear it, and I wasn't looking at chat at that time. I did move it closer in the end. That was a report coming off of ABC World News tonight with what's his name, David Muir. I saw it on YouTube. And when I clicked it, it was playing, so I let it play in the background. It's Annie's old house south of Tucson. It's a big area. I mean, you know what I mean? Because even if you were looking around y'all think all the media scurried out of the area because they're afraid of those coyotes at night? Oh, you can't leave Miss Nancy out in the brush with all them coyotes and stuff. The fuck is No. Get out there. No, they better get out there to start rescuing. She better be in one of them abandoned buildings. Because that's been a theory of mine for about 2 days. 2.5, three. Butterfly, what's it been? Do we have an abandoned building, a warehouse south of Tucson? Makes me think of that country song I always liked. I got to Tucson too late. The minute this case happened, I'm like, Tucson? Oh, there goes my head with a song. Because there's a song for everything. What we got south of Tucson for abandoned buildings or warehouses or storage units? Campers in the yard. I don't know. I'm stumped. Where would you where would you keep her? You would need electricity if you wanted to keep her alive. Water, a way for her to go to the restroom. We don't even know about receiving the medicines. You saw it too, Pammy, over on Muir? Yeah. And there's ABC is reporting that. So let me go look at Twitter and see if anybody's reporting it too, guys. Y'all know our favorite Twitter reporter is gonna be like, excuse us, hold on. Oh, they're talking about Delphi right there. Okay. Oh Jesus, really? What's your Bitcoin jokes? No one knows why the band deleted their social media accounts. I don't think nobody's figured that out yet. Um, okay, let's investigate this. See if it'll work. It says, does this look like a wrist tattoo to you guys? Well, is this supposed to be the glove? And this is the sleeve? And you can see the jacket in the background. And this is supposed to be exposed skin between the glove and the sleeve. And it's a darkened area. Do we got a tattooed individual on our hands? Is south of Tucson near the border? I'm not good with the northwest, east, and south, but my cousin has to help me. It's a long story. If I don't have my cousin, I won't know even how to use this compass. What happened? She's like, girl, this is how she tells me to do it. She's like, stand still. I'll stand still. She's like, which way's the beach? And I'll point. She'll go, that's south. And she'll wink her eye at me. I'm like, bitch, south of Tucson. That and guessing the height of somebody, oh boy, I'm going to be way off in a crime because I cannot guesstimate that. Oh yeah, Tricia, Savannah's already posted images of this on her Instagram earlier, and she actually posted the one of him holding that brush in his hand. That was the first one she posted, I think, and I thought that was interesting. Did she too wonder how that got on her mama's porch? Hmm, possibly a tattoo. The light is throwing it off. It's a shadow, possibly. Yeah, I mean, it's a super blown up image. Like I said, I haven't took a hard look like that, right? I have not. 20 minutes ago, That's when director Cash tells Sean Hannity that there are persons of interest. Okay, so he tells Hannity that over on Fox News, and what happens a little bit later? We have a persons of interest and a search warrant. But we don't know when those tire tracks got there, girl. Uh, yeah. Did any of the media pull up right there? Or did they all just walk up, stay out by the road and walk up to the property? Because it would have been real rude to pull up there. If not, was that from the first cops that arrived and forgot to take the shirt? I can't make anything of that now. It doesn't matter now. I got an unsecured crime scene. I'm defense attorney at the moment. So, what? Oh, does that does it match my client's car? That's what I thought. When was this photo taken? When was the crime scene released? Do y'all know if any other cars came in after that crime scene was released? No? Did you take pictures of this? There's a whole, yeah, it's the whole thing now. See? Shit. I haven't watched any of the Olympics, guys. Oh, he like slide down the rail like but on skis, like the skateboarders. Brian says, "Is this a beard? What are we looking at? See the mustache dolphin, right?" Okay, so the guy that was prowling back in December, wearing a reflective vest, taking a photo over the wall, it appears, he had a mustache and a beard. That's all I'm saying. That's all I know. That's all I know. Now, if cops have honed in on that and felt like, because you know, FBI be like zooming in, they got those analysis people. If they feel like that is facial hair, are they looking back at that report about that one guy, right? Interesting. Yeah, Dolphin is they were gonna get substantial progress by releasing it probably. But I guess it took them all week to get this info out of those devices, right? Out of those cameras, out of that server, whatever they're doing, the way Cash Patel explained it, um, retrieving that data. Did it take days, right? Old camper in a warehouse. We saw them go into that one camper. There was a camper on someone's property earlier today when they were canvassing the neighborhood near Annie's, one block over, going door to door, and they went into a camper and looked around and came out. Now I don't know that someone lived in the camper on the property or if it was just their camper, but they did walk in there and look around in that camper. Yeah, when you, if so, Savannah absolutely wants help trying to identify this person. You know, the cops. That's why they came out because she didn't wasn't the only one that came out with that. Right? Oh, she's got the video now on her Instagram. Um, she came out with the video needing the public's help, but then the FBI also put out statements requesting the public's help. All that was happening at the same time, damn near, and then we get this release. Now we have all this activity in the neighborhood of Annie. Now we got the head of the FBI going on Hannity and saying we got a persons of interest, and now we got a person in custody or being detained, and a search warrant happening. Was that a tip based off of this, right? Could be the guy, like Bridge Guy in Delphi. Could be that guy that works at the CVS. That's the hope when you release video of a assailant, possible assailant. Sometimes 5 years can go by and nobody will ever recognize the guy. Not one time. Not even in court. Interesting. Seen all things happen. Maybe I'm jaded because I've seen too many things happen, right? Savannah has an image of the video where he's walking up with his hands trying to cover the camera, also with the one where he has the brush and the flashlight in his mouth, and then the video of her she released yesterday. So she hasn't released anything new on Instagram as far as reaching out to would-be kidnappers. You know what I mean? I wonder how long it's going to have to, if that was really a test run on the crypto wallet. Hey, Hawkeyes. Angel Eyes. Hey, welcome in. Thank y'all for watching. Thanks for coming in and unpacking all the latest with us. There's been a lot today. This case has been nonstop. It feels like, especially, well, there was a lot that would happen in the evenings, but daytime activity as well. They came out this morning and said no press conferences today. Then we heard, well, they're about to release images. Then we got this images dump here of these videos they finally were able to recover. Don't know what those cameras off the guest house might tell. Do they have a tale to tell, right? Do they have a story to tell themselves? There was movement in the Bitcoin Hawkeyes. There was apparently a $300 transaction that happened with that Bitcoin account earlier, within what, an hour or so, guys. They got a few abandoned houses. That's a thought, right? So the thing about abandoned houses, like even if you go out to a rural area, the people out there are gonna know you're in the abandoned house. They're nosy, and if you try to run a generator because you want to try to, I don't know, maybe run a mini fridge and a fan, they're gonna hear it. You could get away with staying in there if you were completely silent, no activity, and dark, right? But the minute you make it known you're there, some old dude from across the field in the back 40 is going to know you're there. Maybe, most of the time. Depends on how rural and sparsed out everything really is. And if they're like me, they're going to know. Well, now I'm back in the city area. That was small city. But I lived in the rural area, and trust me, no. I got a real good zoom on my camera. Real exceptionally good. I love it. It's the best thing ever. It's my fucking best friend. That zoom on that camera is everything to me. See for a long way. So we know that JLR, the Associated Press, and all these other ones were out there earlier whenever they were going door to door. What prompts this door to door not canvassing these neighborhood prior to SWAT and bomb squad and all that coming in, staging up nearby? We're going to go canvass the neighborhood first. Did a tip come in that this person might be a person that lives in that neighborhood? I don't know. Yeah, that zoom is everything, Hawkeyes. You know, me and my grandson used to get out in the backyard and we'd zoom in on bugs, birds, all kinds of stuff. Then I'd spy on things too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, don't be coming down my rural highway unannounced and Never seen you before. You're not getting me today. You could be one of them psychopaths out there I hear about every day on the internet. No, thank you. I'm not waking up in the middle of a fucking horror movie. I know how that goes. I've seen the movies. And I checked the thugs in the nights, don't even go there. They said they have more videos. Well, from where? Inside the home. We know that there was allegedly there's cameras in the home. Banfield reports those cameras were smashed, but we can't take that to the bank. So what came at the 212 mark went to text. So for 147, you got this doorbell cam disconnecting, but 212, a camera detects. They said a person. 212. When does that occur, and where? The guest house camera or inside the house? Why did this person not F with the cameras on the guest house? Did they not even know about them? Like nobody else knew about them for days, apparently? Not even eagle eyed sleuths. Nobody. They appeared to come out of nowhere. So I don't even know if this person saw them or were aware of them. When did they, if they are the person who damaged the light fixture near the back, right beside the back door, when did that occur? After we got rid of the camera? Before? Was it done a day or two ago? Let's go ahead and get it out of the way, and hopefully Miss Nancy wouldn't notice. I don't know. Unanswered questions. Do I think the kids would have known? Known what, Hawkeyes? You mean Nancy's kids? I need my Coca-Cola. Yeah, what does the videos from inside in the home show? So at the 212 movement, is that movement of Miss Nancy being escorted out of the home with a gun on her, and they're not releasing that because of that? Or is it anything to do with Miss Nancy at all? Is it just motion in the house with this person? Is it a video of this person in the house? Is it a video of this person tampering with the camera inside the house now at 212? All right. So 147, you're out there messing with the front camera. At 212, are you now in the house tampering with the inside camera? Are you ripping down the light fixture in the back as well? I have to make it all make sense in my head according to the timeline, right? Or else it can't make sense. Um, oh, yeah, yeah. I just got that. Hang on, I'm reading my messages. Oh shit. Okay. Well, let me see. Let me look at that. They're as cold as ice. Those eyes are here. Never mind. There. Hang on, guys. I'm reading something. I think this is what we read earlier. The video was recovered from residual data located in the back end system, Patel said, working with four partners as of this morning. Four partners. As of this morning, law enforcement has uncovered these previously inaccessible new images showing an armed individual appearing to have tampered with the camera at Nancy's front door. Four partners. Interesting. Private sector or mixture of other law enforcement agencies in the private sector? Huh. South Tucson is about 50 miles from the border. So what was it? I think it was 70 miles straight shot from Nancy's. The highway that you would turn off of to go to Nancy's was a straight shot down to the border. I saw a map on one of the news programs I was watching. If you're a kidnapper, are you going to risk coming into an area to drop her off? Or are you going to leave her wherever you've had her stashed? And then once a transaction's made and you're satisfied, then you release the coordinates to where she's at or the address or whatever their choice. You're not even there. You don't got to be there. You're somewhere else. I'm going to open my drink. I'm going to mute out while I do that. And then again, of course, how does any of this play back to Tomato, if it does at all? Well, what about Ashley's reporting? Well, why did they go back in the house and do all that photographing the other night? Um, why are they all over Annie's neighborhood today? Right? We got to make sense of that, of all places, right? You got a kidnapping situation. Now you got some ransom letters, and you got these images of a masked man with armed masked man. But the cops chose to go crawl Annie's neighborhood. Interesting. I think y'all's main focus would be on wherever you thought this individual was and where Miss Nancy was. Huh. I don't know how they think though. What's their thought process like? Yeah, you're gonna leave her somewhere else, Dolphin, right? You're not gonna risk taking her somewhere and dropping her off. You're drawing attention to yourself, you're transporting her, whatever. I'm just gonna go leave her out in the brush. Hope y'all find her before the coyotes do. What the hell? No. Close to Annie's house on top of that. Or has she been close to Annie's all along? And they just aren't quite sure of the exact location yet. Why do they seem to be asking individuals about the area? Because they're all pointing around. They're some of these people. Um, so Enton's also reporting 23 minutes ago about the person being detained. So the cops know that we know someone's been detained. Will they hold a press conference tonight or in the morning? Or will they just say, screw y'all? Mike Ruiz is reporting just detained, not arrested at this time. Kagan reported 32 minutes ago the Sheriff's Department, with the assistance of the FBI, detained an individual for questioning in connection with the abduction of Nancy. A law enforcement official briefed on the investigation told ABC News. Well, we'd been hearing that it was ABC News report, their source saying it. And again, FBI Director Kash Patel, speaking with Hannity, said, "We have made substantial progress in the last 36 hours. We are looking at, oh, come back here. We are looking at people are persons of interest." Again, that's the second time we've seen that. Persons. Where's this other persons at? Nuh-uh. Tomato's bandmate has been missing for a week, and there's a police presence near his home? What the Simi. Dolphin. So was this like, oh, your mother-in-law's got you got a rich sister-in-law. I'm gonna take your mother-in-law. Or these two plot together. Yeah, according to the authorities, they just recovered this data with these images, right? I don't think they recovered them and ran to the media with them. I don't think Kash Patel, well, he might have got them and run straight to his social media account with it. But the FBI that recovered them, they didn't get them and run straight to the media. They needed to do some recon first. You can't spook the guy and tell him, I got this on you. They were released this afternoon. So if it took them several days to get this data recovered, which it very well could have, this software, this shit, I mean, we're talking broken devices, no subscriptions to record stuff. They're looking for that deep dark data, and they found it. How long does that take? I'm not here to. I don't know. I'm not a celebrate person. It might take a minute. Cy Ray might know. He creates programs. How fast can your programs work, sir? How fast can we extract this information from this, right? From this metadata that we now have to evaluate. So, how long did that actually take? Did they get it yesterday? Did they get it last night? Did they get it very early this morning? They got to have time to try to run their face recognition and all that before they let the world know about it and tip this guy off that we now know. Look what we have. Up until now, it's all these cameras are damaged. We have no video. Right? Was that intentional? FBI let old nervous Nelly just talk out there because he's actually doing them a favor? Let the guy think you don't have anything. You did a good job tearing up them cameras, buddy. We can't recover anything. We're trying. You know? Hawkeyes, nothing's truly hidden. We keep hearing that. Unless you're using sophisticated wiping tools and VPNs and secured servers. It might be a little more difficult. Throw in a big Bitcoin wallet into the mix. Not me. Kash Patel didn't even show. No, I looked. Heard tell he was going to show up. I'm like, why? There's FBI agents in town that can talk who are boots on the ground that I need to hear from, right? But okay, I didn't say anything. And then boom, today, he was scheduled to be in Arizona. Apparently, it was already a pre-planned trip for something else. So, and then this morning this afternoon rather, we get these photos. Oh yeah, look, if you just got detained for questioning for the disappearance into the investigation, right, of Nancy's disappearance, are you going to answer their simple questions and give your alibi, who you are, what you are, whatever the hell they're asking? Or are you going to clam up if they get pushy, right? And they start doing that read technique on you? Are you going to say, hold the hell up? You better get me a lawyer? Yeah, Dolphin, they always do. The talking heads, I don't need to hear from them. I heard Trump's statements, but if you go back and reevaluate what Trump said, resolution coming soon, all these different things, they knew they were working on that digital data in the background. And they even said as much the other day. But yeah, we don't need the talking heads. We get it. We appreciate it. But there's a lot of people on Twitter also making a lot of noise about what about all the other missing people in America? What about the children? Where's what about it? It's yeah, Cash and Trump didn't need to weigh in. It. I mean, the president, I guess, did. He's the president. You gotta say something. But I guess if you're the head of the FBI, this is very good for us. Let me show you what we can do with our data recovery techniques. So my boys can do. So it's whatever. You got to be the talking head. We got to have talking heads somewhere, I suppose. If we're not going to get a press conference from the boots on the ground people, we got to take it from Cash. I know nothing about that dude, his background. I don't know how long he's been with the FBI, when he became into the FBI. I don't know none of that. I know nothing. Never cared. Whoever runs it's going to be running it, right? They're going to be the FBI. They do them. They always have. We had a local reporter here one time, and I loved her. Well, I'm not going to say her name just in case, but she was brilliant. She was a real investigative reporter, and she did not mind getting in the trenches. And the girl could hunt. Well, she left us because after going through some training that she was going through, she left to go join the FBI. We're like, damn, girl, really? Really? I've always wondered how she did in the FBI because she didn't play. She was badass. She was local. She was pretty cool. Wasn't no Jacob kind of character. I don't know. So I don't know what's going on with this person of interest. I'm looking again. Yeah, so many missing. It is heartbreaking, and it's so hard to get attention for all of them. It really, really is. This one got the attention because of the aspect of it's a kidnapping. Savannah Guthrie, right? A wealthy, well known individual. Of course, it's going to garner national attention. It is what it is. It's not like I don't think she was shown favoritism, right? Um, FBI is going to step in when there's a kidnapping like that. They're demanding a large sum of money for ransom, allegedly. Where that's their job, literally. These little police departments can't deal with that shit. You got kidnapped. We heard the cops say that at the second press conference. Anything to do with that ransom and that kidnapping? Well, that's on that FBI dude, not me. I barely know anything. Barely. Yeah. What makes a high profile case and what doesn't, right? Whatever the people turn their sights on, this is going to be high profile because of her. And maybe that was the person's end game all along. Unlike some of the other FBI agents that were talking about kidnappings they've actually worked, where wealthy individuals have been kidnapped, heads of the CEO what story that I listened to, where it was absolutely never in the news, and the transaction was made, and they did recover him, but they were ended up also were able to recover some of the payment as well, which was in cryptocurrency, which was interesting. But this is the minute that it broke that it was her mom went missing, that was enough, right? Missing mother of a celebrity, Um, people get interested. And then it turned into what it is. Blood on the steps, lady disappears in the night, Kane left in the house. We're all like, what happened to this poor lady? And then look what happened. All these things. So, of course, it's going to be high profile. And there's a lot of media there covering it. So, It would be nice if a lot of the big media companies would broad. You know how many kids a day go missing in America? You'd have to devote. I wonder. The statistics on that. Are they gonna with their amount of time they're allowed to broadcast? Can How many images a week could they put out? Probably a lot. You know what it's going to take? It's going to take America to stand up and fight back and say enough's enough with missing children. They deserve as much attention as quickly as possible, each and every one. Start within your state because there's a lot of states. It's a lot of missing kids. Florida tries to get that information out as quickly as they can statewide. We have electronic billboards all up and down the interstate, the turnpike, all of it. The second an amber alert hits, the second the purple alerts go out for the seniors with the dementia or lost or whatever, immediately it hits the interstate. So you're traveling, you can be aware of this car of interest, right? Maybe you might even get a tag number. So if pushback happens and we're like, at the corner of your broadcast, can you put the picture up and let them scroll with the kids' names, right? Every night. You don't even got to say anything. You just, here's tonight's missing, today's missing in America, and put it out there right now. I don't know. There's got to be a solution if somebody would step up to the plate and advocate for that solution. People might listen. Amber Alerts were fantastic, and I know when they happened. I was around during the milk carton days. I sat there as a kid growing up looking at milk cartons. Remember thinking, thank God I'm not missing and I'm not one of these kids on this milk carton. 1970 something. I don't know about this questioning person, guys. I don't see anything new on it right now. I'm looking around. I don't know if my mods see anything that I haven't seen. I haven't checked. Let's see, what's Rachel saying? Oh, that was the piece. Oh, wait, no, that's somebody's tweet about what we talked about, what I was playing. Okay, hold on. Yeah, it's just a tweet about what we listened to, or what I listened to on the ABC News. This person could be detained for hours, y'all, if they slap handcuffs on them. Is Pammy still here? I don't know. Pammy might have dipped. We've been here for a little bit. We've been here a couple times today. We started and had to go away, and then we came back, and then we shut down and came back again. It's a possibility she's still here. I don't have any new updates to bring you guys. I looked around. That's the last we've heard is now a person's in. Now, Brian said we're going to be. Hang on. All we can do is monitor the situation, right? And if need be, come back if there's breaking news, say like an arrest or anything active happening that we can actually see. I don't see anything posted new about that. Let me. Okay, let's see. Pammy's still here. Okay, is JLR back at it, guys? It looks like it.
photo. The backpack, if it's all together that's there, that's going to be incredibly powerful evidence. It will obviously give them confidence that they're keying in on the right person. If they've found that, how much they found of that, we just don't know, Hallie.
Tom, I'm going to let you get back to the phone. I know you got more calls to make, but I appreciate you
Thank you.
standing by, and I'll ask you to come back to the camera when you can, pal. Let me bring in our NBC News law enforcement analyst, Evie Pompouris, who's joining us now. Evie, you heard Tom lay out a myriad of things that law enforcement analysts and experts have been looking at that investigators would presumably be looking at. So I'll put the question to you. What stands out to you from this? And as you have capably sort of brought us inside what that questioning would look like of this individual, what would the next step be?
Well, look, let's kind of build a little bit of the framework of what the questioning would look like. It's local authorities take them into custody. Now, typically, if it's being done, I don't want to say right, but a certain way, you would want to have a representative from the local authorities, also maybe an FBI law enforcement official. You want a primary and secondary in the room. You typically don't want to do criminal investigations by yourself because your secondary is going to.
Uh-oh. He must be listening to somebody's interview in the background, guys. So yeah, this is apparently he's back out there. Where is it? It's Annie's. That's Annie's house.
Pick up things that you miss. It's actually a lot of work to interview someone, to read them, to assess them, to ask questions, to note, are they telling me the truth or not? Did they actually answer my question, or am I going through a list? So it's a lot of work. So having a secondary in there is going to pick up the things that you miss and you play off. I also want to highlight that the first interview is the most important interview.
Yes.
A lot of times people think, oh, you can go back again and again. And I will tell you through my own experience, that first one is where you want to try to get the bulk of information. When you go to the second or third or fourth, your chances of getting good information goes down. I mean, it tanks. So we're looking at potentially, is this person a suspect or are they somehow connected to the suspect? In addition, we were talking about warrants before. You know, there's something simple you can do sometimes as an investigator. Consent. Hey, do you mind if we look through your house? Do you mind if I look through your home? Do you mind if I look through your computer? They can give you consent, and you know what? Sometimes they do. So that's not lost on me as a former interviewer. Now, if they don't, you want to work those back channels if you can, if you've got enough probable cause to get those warrants, to get those search warrants, because I want to be looking through your devices, through your search history, through your home while you're being interviewed, because then we can corroborate information. I don't want to do it after the fact. So hopefully, I would suspect that these two things are happening simultaneously. That way, the interviewers in the room, they can take breaks, they can walk out, find out if any new developments happened, go back in there. And again, the other thing is that person there voluntarily or not? You know, are they going to stop that interview? But if you can build rapport, keep them talking, create an environment that's low key and low stress. Although as investigators, you're high stress, right? You want to find Nancy.
Don't go read technique that person. What the hell, this person? So this is apparently, that looks like Annie's front yard. So this is allegedly JLR is back out there at it live again. Supposed to be a cop. Well, a security guard was parked parallel there to her driveway, and that would be just to the right there. There's the vehicle lights coming in, a car passing by. So Brian Hinton said they got cameras out there, but he's not. I guess he's just out there in case something happens. They're just chilling in the car, right? Because it's late. They're tired. They are probably so worn out from all of this, and it's so hard to keep up, but they're there. I don't know. I wish we could find out more about the person of interest, obviously, but I don't think we will. Not right away. Yeah, Stephanie, Pammy's awesome. As far as we know, I don't know where the authorities are right now in Kentucky. As far as we heard that the bomb squad, SWAT, and all that was staging up, apparently at not far from Annie's. They have been there canvassing Annie's neighborhood all afternoon, and now we hear a person of interest in custody, south of Tucson. Taken into custody south of Tucson, and there was a warrant to search a place of interest with this person. I'm assuming the house wherever they lived. And that's where we're at right now. And then earlier this morning, we got this afternoon, we got the images released by the FBI of the assailant approaching Nancy's front door. Been a lot of movement today, right, guys? It really has been a lot of activity today. Yeah, he's got somebody stationed at Nancy's too, right, Riley? He's been that way. Him and Allison's there with him, as far as I know. His producer, I know she's. 'Cause he was talking to her the other day. So one of them stays. One of them posts up at one house, and one goes to the other with their camera people there. No, they didn't go to Annie's house with a search warrant. No. They went and searched Annie's house the night before last, a consensual search, and took photographs. Tonight, they just released a person of interest is detained, and there's a warrant tied to that person to search a property, right? Or a house. Yeah, when they were going around door to door, we saw them enter a couple of homes, like consensual come in, right? But if they're there to search your house, they have to have a warrant when they knock on the door. They got their warrant before they got there. Was this person of that much of an interest that they were able to obtain a warrant before they got there? Or did they go obtain this person and do a little bit of investigating and talking to this person and developed enough information to go to a judge and get a warrant? And now they're going to enter that person's home. You can bet that's happening right now. If this is a real, legit person of interest, they have already gained access to that person's house. Yes. Because of the dark facial hair and around the mustache, right? Or area. So Dolphin feels like it could be Italian or Mexican, which is interesting because the person back in December seen taking the photo, I'd absolutely swear I would lean more toward Mexican. But then again, we're so close to the border, that's not far-fetched to me, right? I would almost expect it. There's a heavy population in the area, so would it be very common? But we know who else has an Italian flavor to them, don't we? Tomato? You say tomato, I say tomato. Is he just sitting there, Mom? Pause. What's happening? I put him on mute as usual. Shh.
Kelly? Kelly, I want you to stand by on that community piece, on the way that this community has rallied around the Guthrie family. I'll come back to you on that in just a second, but you're saying something important, and I want to go to Jim Kavanaugh on this, our NBC News law enforcement analyst. And Jim, there's two pieces to this that Kelly laid out that I want to pick up with you. One is Kelly described it, the sort of incremental work of law enforcement that we are getting a peek behind the curtain of. And there are, I know in your view, there are potentially some reasons to be cautious that this person being detained is the person in the video, is the person who had something directly to do with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. And then there's also this other piece of it, Jim, which is centering Nancy. Where is she? Are we any closer to finding her?
Right, Hallie, well, you're spot on. Let's break that down. You know, I have a lifetime of experience on these big cases. I was on the Atlanta Birmingham bombing case when investigators in Atlanta were so absolute certain they had the bomber Richard Jewell that they wrote a federal search warrant to search his house. You know, many of us at the time said, he's not him, it's not him. But they were absolutely certain. And you remember the anthrax case in Washington when investigators were so certain it was the guy and it was Stephen Hatfield, that it was Mr. Stephen Hatfield, and it wasn't him. So I would just say a little bit of caution here. Let's look at the gold standard we have. That's the video. We can look at that. And nothing's going to bring, that's great evidence right there. You got a lot of things there to look at and make a determination. And since 8 hours ago, the tips flooded in. All kinds of tips are coming in. All kinds of tips. And detectives and agents have to act on that. They have to go conduct interviews and go do things and go see what people were doing. But I mean, if I described you, the command post, for example, the DC sniper, I'd have a board up there next to the command post. We'd have 10 names on it. And I could bring detectives and agents up to the command desk that would swear that number 3 is the sniper because of this and this and this and this and this. And I was be there with an FBI agent.
Okay, there's just some talking heads in the background discussing, including the pizza that snuck by the deputy. Right? Ah, we reviewed that. So I went back and got JR's live that he was broadcasting earlier, and we finally found the spot thanks to Riley helping me out. I believe it was Riley. I got the timestamp, so we go to where the pizza delivery happens. Oh my god! Oh my god! Cops sitting there, media all over the place. Yeah, pizza guy walks right up to Miss Nancy's front door. And then JR's like, I'm gonna be the first one to him. Let me run right up to this guy. And lo and behold, the damn pizza was for JLR. And then the pizza guy calls the girl who got the delivery. She's in Oregon. And she had the pizza delivered for JLR. Now, what's this guy doing? Is he loading up? He's like, we're out of here. No activity. So the Pima County Sheriff's has now issued a statement 2 minutes ago on their Twitter account. Subject detained in connection to Nancy Guthrie investigation. Says earlier today, Pima County Sheriff's Department deputies detained a subject during a traffic stop south of Tucson. The subject is currently being questioned in connection to Nancy Guthrie. Now, did they accidentally find this person or did they do the stop on purpose? That's the only place we've heard that. Hold on. So 3 minutes ago, they did tweet that they had detained a person in the connection to the investigation. And they say, earlier today, Pima County Sheriff's Department deputies detained a subject during a traffic stop south of Tucson. The subject is currently being questioned in connection to Nancy Guthrie. Then how did they have a warrant already? What what prompted this? Did y'all have it staged? You pulled him over on purpose? Is this a car of interest you found today when you were scouring the neighborhood and you went to that one business and specifically asked weird a traffic stop? Can I trust the Pima County? Can I trust Chris Nanos? Nanos, did you get the correct information? You couldn't even clarify the church situation. What is it? Some of y'all think that JLR set that whole thing up, that he's such a bloomin' ass idiot that he's gonna call and order pizza and have a girl be on the other line. So when they call, I don't know. I've seen people. I've seen JLR go boots on the ground in many locations. Y'all would be shocked at the things I've heard and seen people offer JLR places to stay. Come to my house for supper. I ain't not joking. They love this guy. They'll do anything for him. I absolutely buy that some girl from Oregon ordered him pizza, but he might have set it up. You never know. It's JLR. He did run all up. He's like, I'm going to get to this pizza guy first. Let me run up here. He's like, somebody ordered pizza for Miss Nancy, acting all shocked, and they're like, oh, it's for a J Jonathan. He's like, I'm JLR. He was gung ho about getting there to talk to that guy, but I've seen JLR be very pushy and do some crazy ass shit on these internets. I'm not new to that old boy. Nothing that dude does surprises me, right? It just doesn't. He might have known because the girl on the phone, she's like, well, if you'd read your chat, like you would know I'm the one that sent the pizza. But like JLR gonna stand out there and read the chat, right? When he's trying to film and talk to all the report. I don't know. So it's weird. Very well could have been staged. Who knows? A lot of people talk behind the scenes apparently like that all the time, and I don't know. I couldn't see doing weird shit, but you never know. I also can absolutely see somebody calling and ordering pizza. I can do it. I can see it. The person that was detained south of Tucson, which is where the SWAT team was reported to have been headed earlier, somewhere near Vail, Arizona. FBI preparing to search an area connected to this person. So again, um, that's unrelated. Okay. So you pull the guy over and you question him, and that leads you to he's suspicious in nature. Now we need to question you further in Miss Nancy's disappearance, and we're searching something. Okay, so did they pull him over, realize some shit, and upon further investigation developed a warrant? I don't know. Or was the pullover staged? Hang on, okay, I'm about to check. Ah, so Enton's also reporting about it being a person detained in a pullover situation. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. Oh, about knocked my headset off my head. You got to take everything into consideration. We really do. Earlier today, what, Butterfly? You think they did pull him over? Is I always have to wonder why would they do something like that, right? Why would they pull their suspect over versus letting them going? Maybe they didn't know where he was going, right? They don't know where he stays at, where he's been held up at. Would you follow him to see, or would you want to separate them from the victim? Because if you follow them back to the location and you risk going in, then you risk putting your victim at risk. You might kill him, blow him up. All kinds of shit could happen. You're trying to get this guy. So is it safer to detain them, try to get the information out of them, or would you? I don't know which way they would go. This fucking FBI. I don't know how their thought process. Are they hashing it out in a big room? Like, which way should we do this? They have a protocol they follow, right? What was not tonight? The release of this photo stuff that would have been earlier today. If that's what you're talking about. And the pizza thing was earlier today. Right, the other day somebody was giving him a damn umbrella. They was trying to force the water on him. That one lady said, "We knew we'll take you to supper." I've seen people do that everywhere he goes. I always laugh about it. Like these people, they're like, "Oh, we know you. You're JLR. Let us bring you something to eat. You know, we know you've been out here for hours upon hours." That's how it works. There's nothing wrong with that. I guess you like them. You realize they've been out there all day. He might have set it all up though. You don't ever know about him. So a detained person they pulled over. Interesting. No chance to run being pulled over. Exactly. Another good point. What? No, wait. No, no, no. Stop it. I cannot. The fuck? I could put 1,000 faces right there, man. Oh, no, no, no. I wonder if Lauren Matthias is big mad that Law and Crime bought the court TVs now that she's buddies with one of their talking heads. What will become of TV now? The TBI undercover investigation nabs a guy for multiple counts of exploitation of minors. Really? TBI? Interesting. Brentwood, Tennessee. Huh. I always look for Sebastian and clues wherever I go. Kurt Cobain, yeah, Dolphin. There's still, how did he die situation. People are still looking at that, investigating it, and unpacking it all over the place, apparently. Jason Jensen ain't helped with that lately. It's been a whole thing. I never followed. Look, that stuff got weird when that girl kept coming out and crying and on TV, and just it was all a yicky ucky mess. It was like these poor people. That poor man had to put up with all that. Oh, wow, that was a lot. Them poor people. I don't know how that kiddo died. Kidnapper is from Tucson. Law enforcement believes that's what TMZ keeps pushing because of that chart where we turn a 12-hour time frame. Wouldn't surprise us, right? Wall and crime. Ski, Utah. I can't do a J impression. I tried. It's getting late. I've been talking all day, and my voice is like, ah. Yeah, we was watching JLR because he had footage. We shushed him for the most part, unless we were listening for juicy conversations in the background happening by other people. We were being a little nosy at times. But hey, was that Miss? Whose dog was that? I've seen this before. So was that her daughter's dog? Or did he was her dog at one time but passed recently maybe? Where's this big guy at now? Whose big guy was he? My granny had one of these. We like we could damn near he was like a pony. He was like a damn pony and we could damn near ride that dog like a damn horse. It was crazy. My little cousin, because she was like tiny and lightweight, then the dog would let her do it. It was insane all over the backyard. All right. Pretty Lies and Alibis. She's been going at it with her camera adjustments all afternoon. Cleaned up version of the second photo. This has been the one in question. You can see black on these shoes, and the jacket looks different, but could be the lighting. No, because remember, we noticed that black. Okay. Is this the shoes that she showed earlier that showed blue jeans on the person, which would have mean a whole second individual? Again, with this image, what's wrong there? There's no weapon and there's no backpack. So y'all explain to me what the hell's happening right there. Give me your logical explanations, because I can't find one. I can't see your eyes. I'm looking hard for that face. Do I really see eyes and I'm just missing it? Where's the wet? Okay, well, we concluded earlier you came in earlier to surveil, and that's where that photo's from. Gotcha. Okay. Remember earlier when JLR was live and he came across that little ravine in the back of that neighborhood? This is kind of like that, right? The culvert areas of the wash culverts and the storm drains, and that one that JLR found was dry, like no water had ran through it recently. A major breakthrough, and thought I heard this earlier too. A major breakthrough in Nancy Guthrie case largely came down to Google's technical expertise. See, when I clicked on that link, it didn't let me pull it up for you guys to see on the screen, but I can see it. Major breakthrough in the Nancy Guthrie case largely came down to Google's technical expertise. A person familiar with the mother of the Today host, Savannah Guthrie, disappeared in Arizona, but on Tuesday, authorities of amassed an armed person outside of her door. Um, Initially, they were saying video was not able to be recovered. Engineers at Google, which owns Nest, were able to recover data after several days. I did not know that they owned Nest, or that Google owned Nest. Did you guys know that? What? Oh, okay, I'm coming, Dolphin. I'm coming. She's like, I'll get her attention with this big thank you. Uh, what is going on here? The task was so technically complex that investigators didn't know if it would be successful. An FBI official said on X that the Bureau released the images within hours of obtaining them. I don't know about hours, maybe, but yeah, I didn't know that. I'm about to look at that, Dolphin. So Google owns Nest and they were for several days. All right, hang on, guys. Let me review something like really quick. This is from oh yeah, I saw this a lot of this earlier, but I didn't deep dive it or look at it hardcore yet. Um, that one image there side by side, because so the chatter on the internet, like we had said earlier, was speculation about the band, right? The band that Tommaso is in. Um, all right, let me see if I can pull this up here. can't do it like that. I can do it like this, though. Think he wasn't wearing the gun right there when he walked up, maybe? I don't know. Could be a million reasons why all of a sudden there's no backpack or gun. Just left him in the bushes for a moment. We'll get him in a minute. Possibility. While I walk around the property and examine things. Got my flashlight in my mouth. I'm good. Okay, here's that account. Okay, let me see. Man, I thought I saw something about this a little earlier and I just really didn't want to look. At this secondary school is in Canada. Lord, prayers for little children. Three hours ago, they reported the FBI is looking in pipes near Guthrie's home, and they show a picture of somebody peeking down the drainage pipe, which I guess when they were canvassing the area right around Annie's. Okay, and this account has Trump as their avatar there. Okay, here's the tweet. This is fucking putting things out there, get me in trouble one day. This is Dominique Evans, a close buddy and ex-bandmate of Tommaso Cioni. So ex-bandmate who is a son-in-law of Nancy and is married to Annie. He is based in Tucson. He is a local artist who helped kick off the indie post-punk group Early Black, and that is the name of the band, in 2007, where he handled drums. Like I told you, I've had a lot of shit on these people all week. I just haven't put a lot of it out there because I don't know. Tommaso covered bass and singing, and Walter Concalves Jr. took guitar and vocals. They kept things going for quite a while. And from what I've gathered, Dominique and Tommaso are still good friends, or are still on good terms. Looking at official documents from the Pima County in Tucson, he has a record that includes charges related to serious theft, life breaking, or theft like breaking and entering, armed theft, misappropriation of funds. Oh, Lordy, not the funds. Driving under the influence. Fast forward to these recent images from the Nest camera capturing a disguised figure breaking in, and a lot of folks are pointing out how much it looks like Dominique. I've heard that all day, and I've seen the picture this morning, or after it all came out, especially the eyes, brows, and the beard. Seeing it out there like y'all is one thing, but me going out like this with it on a live YouTube channel is a little different. So I try to talk about it and kind of like the way I do it sometimes. If they want to come out and point a finger, I'm all over it. But here we go. All right, so here's the image that people have been talking about today, where he looks like them. You tell me. Okay, wait. That's not a correct side by side of the. What the fuck are you doing? That is not a correct side by side image. Where's this come right here? What's going on there? Lord, close my eyes real fast. Stop it. This one right here. You can see a little here, but is that a little more than what he's got there? How old is this picture I'm supposed to be looking at? See, I got a lot to evaluate when I go down these rabbit holes. You can show me shit all day long. I don't trust these pictures. I don't trust these images. But I'm supposed to trust this. And this. Where'd we get this? Where'd we get that? I don't know. Those are very dark eyes. The image that we have that people decided to mess with the lighting on shows a guy with very light eyes. Where'd that picture go? See, I haven't went down that rabbit hole enough to really give my opinion on it yet because it's just trying to keep up with accurate what the cops are doing alone has been a challenging all week. Flashlight's there so you really can't see. Did someone take it out, they alter a photo and pull out the flashlight and come up with that? Like, can they show me how they got that? Was it from that image? No. What about this one? Huh. See, there I can see a line going across the jacket, but in Gigi's light altered image, you can't see it. So, take everything y'all see tonight with a big ass grain of salt. Remember, if you don't trust one set of images, why should you trust another, right? I don't know what to make of it yet. I don't know what to make about Thomas So. I haven't known what to make about him all week. I just haven't known, especially when I got ransom notes flying around and uh shit. Blood outside, cameras not being taken for days on end. I, no, I had a lot to think about, right? The bandmate situation, if it was that fucking easy to figure out, I'd hope to God they're on it, right? I'd hope to God they're on the number one suspects. Maybe they are. They're all over the house, right? They're all over Annie's area. Annie, they're all up in your area. 22 minutes ago, they were talking. Oh, that was a traffic stop information. Now, what if Thomaso and his friend ex bandmate planned it to make some money, thinking they would never get caught? Maybe the bandmate decided, hey, I need some money, and well, Thomaso's mother in law's sitting there prime for the picking. Could very well happen as well. Then I still have to ask myself, what about those ransom notes? Are they even related at this point? Was that a hoax all along? But now we got activity in this Bitcoin. Was that the Savannah and the FBI testing the waters with that account? Like this has been suggested on the that we read earlier, the Web3 people chiming in on that with their knowledge that you would absolutely just try it first. You want to make sure everything works. The transaction goes through. You don't get the yeah. See, everybody on Twitter is hollering about this band member because they're doing it on Facebook. It's been all over Facebook all week. That place is dangerous. um, yeah, we're all asking why they deleted their social media. It's odd. I'm telling you. I know. I see all the things. I'm just looking at Twitter, guys, looking for an update. Okay, let me show you this. Now that I've stumbled upon it. Here's the individual allegedly of interest that people are chattering about as well. Is he taking a picture over the wall? In between some houses that appear to be close together, or is that just the wall of the wall around the house property? It's like he's taking a picture over the wall to me. Or a picture of something up there high. I don't know what to make of that. That is some surveillance footage released by Pima County, by the way, allegedly from back in December, as a person somebody said was sneaking around their property at night. So the county released the image that was captured of that person, and people have pulled it back up now, right? That's why it's coming back up. That's where that came from. And I don't know what to make of this south of Tucson location, but I think I'm going to call it a night and go figure this out. Like, just I feel like I just need to like decompress for a moment. We probably all do. It's so wackadoodle. Um, they could have this person detained all night long for questioning. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, literally. Questioning this person. But what if this person can tell them where Miss Nancy's at? How long would they wait to bust? As I scan the articles, I'm not putting anything in it. There may be some chatter on, like, mainstream media conversations happening and news of that nature. So I'm going to wrap it up tonight, guys. We'll see how things go overnight. We do this every time we end a show. It's like, well, we'll see how things go overnight. We'll meet back up tomorrow and discuss. And before I can come back live, things are happening. So hopefully tonight she can be rescued safe, or at least by the time I wake up or before I can go live again. Because this is not we just want her found. I, thank you, Hawkeyes. Thank you so much for your support. I've tried to be here today for the coverage as it was happening, right? I've tried to be here all week for you guys. I do have the videos and the playlist. Now, I'm going to need to go back and clean that up because that one this morning, it was not even a long one, right? We quickly shut it down. I really didn't get into anything, so I think I'm going to delete that one so it's just not there to clutter it up. And then I came back 30 minutes later, and we did that afternoon show, and then we came back and did our tonight show. So, now, of course, if I'm laying in bed tonight and Miss Nancy's getting rescued, I'm going to come live. So y'all are awake, y'all see it. If not, I'll see you back in the morning at some point, as we get up and figure all this out. I'll try to bring y'all the latest updates. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure the boots on the ground people will be there again, and we'll get to see any activity that might be going on. I don't know. All right, guys, y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for coming in. I do appreciate y'all coming in with me. There's a lot of people covering the case right now, a lot of places to go listen to all the conversations. So I'm going to let y'all go do that. Go get your watch later list up, right? I might have one or two things I'll go watch as well. And I'll meet y'all back here in the morning, and we'll try to get these updates in and talk about this stuff. Thank y'all, and y'all have a great night. And y'all thought I was playing all this time when I tell y'all to be safe on them YouTube streets. Be safe out there. Have a good night. I'll see you back in the morning. Prayers for Miss Nancy.
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe and follow. Much love.